Welcome one, welcome all, ladies and gentlemen, high school baseball here on IA Sports YouTube channel. Thanks again for joining along as we bring you Iowa high school baseball from historic Merchants Park here in Carroll, Iowa. A beautiful backdrop for our cross-class battle here today, as the number one ranked 1A team in Coon Rapids-Bayard come on into Carroll to take on 13th ranked in 2A, the Kuemper Catholic Knights. Andrew Brown here along with Quinn O'Brien as we get set and ready for pregame coverage here of this one-game set here. And, oh boy, this is a field that we know very well for state tournament action as of late. And tonight we're going to give it to you regular season style here between these two squads as they go at it for the 10th time in the Bound era history. Let's get right into the pregame coverage here as we dive right into it. And as we do so, want to go ahead and welcome you inside the booth here. Again, Andrew Brown, Quinn O'Brien to my right here. And, boy, we got a heck of a game in store here, Quinn, because, it's not just the battle that we have circled on our calendars right now, but it is also one that, again, we're going to see some honoring of historic teams from Kuemper.
Yeah, 100%. It's going to be a great night, Friday night. There's going to be a big crowd. We got, two quality teams who are both throwing their top guys. So that's another treat. We're going to get to see some great arms tonight from two teams that are, 15 miles apart. So there's going to be a big crowd. Like you said, ballpark looks great, and it's already buzzing. It's going to be a great night.
Oh, man. It is electric already, and we haven't even started the varsity game. JV had some good plays there as well. So both these teams have a lot of good things coming on down the road. Let's go ahead first and take a look at, we talk about these teams enough. Let's talk about the series in itself as we'll take a look at the tale of the series brought to you by Insolites. The LED flashing insulated light that you can see from up to half a mile or more away. Pick place onto almost any type of post out there. Run your electric fence right through it, and voila, that's all you need. No grounding anything, no adding any bulky equipment, just pick place and watch it work. All right, the tale of the series, as we'll start things off, Kuemper leads the all-time series in the Bound era anyway, 6-3. And if you were a fan of offense, boy, this is the series for you, because over the last 3 games, each game has averaged 21 runs in the last 3. It has been an offensive showcase, including 2 years ago in a 14-13 showdown. And, of course, with the series, over half of the time you're going to get a game in which 10 or more runs are scored combined. And, of course, the series averaging, with those numbers, you're going to get a series that averages over 13 runs per game. If you thought that you were going to be able to watch this game in the first 3 innings and get all the action, that's not what's going to happen. 75% of the runs in this series alone come in the 4th inning or later. So you're going to get some late game action. You're going to go down to the wire with this series. And it's been primarily the home team as of late to find comfort. Home team has won 4 out of the last 5 games in this series. And, of course, like we said, it's a battle back and forth. The game's a 3-run differential or less, meaning they score the game as a 3-run differential or less 6 of the 9 games. So almost all the games have been very, very close. It's going to be, again, another great battle here today. The longest winning streak in the series belongs to Kuemper Catholic, 3 straight wins, but that happened way back in the first 4 games of this series. Since then, it's been primarily back and forth. And you know what? Quinn mentioned both the aces are on the mound, but in this series particular, very odd, the team that throws the most strikeouts doesn't necessarily win all the time, because just 3 times in the series, the team with the most strikeouts has won.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. Like, it's funny to hear you say, when you look back at the series, how high scoring it's been, because you look at the 2 pitchers that are going to be on the hill tonight, and it just doesn't seem like that could be the case tonight. But who knows? You never know in high school baseball. But, Yeah, and another really interesting point that you said was that the majority of the runs have been scored after the fourth inning.
Yeah.
So I think, this game could very well come down to, who can come in relief for either of these teams. How efficient can the starters be? Can they pump strikes early, go deep into the game? And then what do these teams have left after an already long week of playing baseball?
Yeah, no doubt about that. And again, great marks there. And it's a good time to go into keys to the game there as well. We'll dive into that here just a little bit, Quinn. And again, talking about more about that, expand upon that here a little bit. We'll start with Kuemper Catholic, a team coming on in. They're going to be a rather young squad, at least the one that's been lined up here for us today. We'll get the lineups and outlook here in a bit. But what's the key for this team to go up against a Coon Rapids-Bayard squad who has taken down the likes of Pleasantville and more so far?
Yeah, I think, like we said, they're going to start Landon Potamom, who's been their guy all year. But if you look at the stats, it's very, very interesting because he's 6-0, 18 innings pitched, only one start on the year.
Very intriguing. How does that happen?
Yeah, so I think what Coach Barta and Coach Bach have been doing is just really throwing him in high-leverage situations, maybe even in games, starting or putting him in, taking him out, putting him back in. So it'll be interesting to see how the Kuemper coaching staff handles him tonight. But to me, the key for Kuemper tonight is just making plays.
Yeah.
While you look at their record, they're 15-4. They've won a lot of games, but they're fielding it at a 900 clip. They've already made 58 errors on the year.
Yeah.
So they really need to make plays behind Potamom if they're going to win this game, in my opinion. And I just think, I think he's going to come out and pump strikes. But like I said, Coon Rapids is going to put the bat on the ball. They need to make plays behind him.
And then on the other side of it, you got Coach Waddle now in 40-plus years under his belt here. And, of course, that whole coaching staff has done just a phenomenal job here. John Hayden on there as well. And what's the key at this squad? I mean, this squad has been doing it. It's kind of a rinse and repeat thing, but really against Kuemper, you don't want to just get into the habit of rinse and repeat.
Yeah, for sure. Coon Rapids has a great squad this year, as they always do. But this year, they really seem to have one of the more talented teams they've ever had. Coach Waddle always does a good job, and thank God the Hayden household was healthy this week, because if they're ever not, they might be in some real trouble. You might lose your pitcher, your catcher, your shortstop, and your first base coach all in one, all coming from the same house. So. Some big bats in the lineup. Ty Hayden, who big time arm, throws hard, throws a lot of strikes.
Yep.
Big strikeout guy. Kuemper really needs to put the bat on the ball. They can't just go up there hacking, and they really need to try to put some pressure on him. Maybe get his pitch count up there a little early so they can try to get into that bullpen.
Yeah, and boy, both these teams are just rolling on the season. They're doing so well right now. And again, ladies and gentlemen, this is a battle that we wish we had 2 games on. But of course, we get the 1-game slate here. And again, it is electric. Stands are filling up. And let's dive more into what we have going on, starting with players to watch for both teams. And we'll go ahead and start here for Coon Rapids-Bayard. Of course, Quinn mentioned it. Cal Hayden, a big part of that. 559 average. 23 stolen bases as well. This guy can hit for power, but also steal. He's kind of that Ken Griffey Jr. in a sense, mix that, kind of that Juan Soto-ish kind of guy that can hit that ball for power, but has the speed on the base pass. Ty Hayden, we mentioned him, 6'14", leads the squad with 62 total bases. And, of course, Eli McAllister, another name to watch out for, 22 total bases, 19 RBIs. And then, of course, for Kuemper Catholic, we mentioned Nash Leonard, 302 average, 22 RBIs, 11 bases, all lead the squad so far. Nolan Ryman, 362 on the year, 25 total bases. And then we mentioned Landon Potamom. This guy has been doing it a lot here, 34 strikeouts. Teams hitting just 129 against him on the year, .76 earned run average. And that's where he stands right now. And we'll get you back out to the field here. And, of course, this, what I love about high school baseball is really honoring some of the big teams here, Quinn, and they have done that. We'll take a look at the itinerary that they've had for today. A great Friday. They started off with a 10 a.m. golf tournament, moving on to 5 p.m. The grill out, of course. They're going to be honoring here in just a bit the 1967, 1976, and 2001 state tournament teams. Now, of course, we got the game here tonight as well, and live music and social at Carroll National again at 9 o'clock. And just in case you weren't quite sure of those teams, we'll give you a glimpse of the newspaper outlook from that. Again, this 1976 squad here. At this point, man, it's really, really special, but not a ton that I think a lot of those players on the mound would recognize right now in the field right now. But certainly, this team had something special to it.
Yeah, it's interesting when you look back at those old teams. There was in the 70s. There's only 2 classes in Iowa high school baseball. So if you wanted to make it to state, especially as a town the size of Carroll, like it was extremely difficult with only 2 classes. You had to battle against some of the big boys from Des Moines, Cedar Rapids, Davenport. So yeah, really cool. They're bringing that 1976 team back to honor them. That team coached by Bill Wieland, who's in the Coaches Association Hall of Fame. Hope to see him around tonight. And then the 01 team, kind of interesting with Michael Barta coming back, first-year head coach of the Knights. Michael was a sophomore on the team and got to pitch at the state tournament. So really cool for him, I'm sure, to see some of his former teammates.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And, of course, as we look at this team, Coach Barta is coming in first year with Kuemper Catholic here. He talked about family, Coach Bach joining up with him and making a run at it here with the Knights. It's very, very interesting. You don't see it too much. A guy his pedigree took Johnston to state tournament after state tournament, and there was such a well-oiled machine. There still is. But the fact that we get to see that now here with Kuemper, it really is a cool kind of 360 moment.
Yeah, really cool. I think it's obvious that Kuemper baseball in the city of Carroll means a lot to Coach Barta, that he would move his family back here to take this job, like you said, after being so established at Johnston. And it's been really cool to see what he's done here, in his short time. And obviously a big change. He came from a program where you might have 40 to 45 freshmen out for baseball. Now I think, 8th graders to seniors, he might have around 25. So big different, right? He's got to make a lot of changes. The players are still getting used to the way he coaches, but him, Coach Bach, Coach Ryman, the other assistants have done a great job early on here. They've won a lot of games. So
yeah, and of course on the other end of it, Coach John Waddle, 40 plus years in that. It is something. I mean, you talk about in today's world, whatever facet you talk about, leaving after a couple of years. I mean, you got one of the longest standing. I guess when you talk about not quite state employees, but certainly one of the longest coaches here in the state of Iowa currently.
Yeah, 100%. And he just continues to climb his way up the wins leaders in the all-time state list, and he's done such a good job. Andrew, I'm turning 40 in a few months.
I could never tell.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of gray in the beard. And to think he's been there, since I was born, it's just crazy to think about it, right?
I know, man.
He's been in that, just a staple in that community and really grown that brand. And he's done such a good job, just a respected name throughout the state. And I'm really excited to watch his squad tonight.
Yeah, and they're going to be just absolutely on a tear. And they have been, as we go ahead and we will bring you. We'll go ahead and bring you the road so far here. We'll go ahead and bring that up here in just a bit. The road so far here brought to you by the Batting Donut. And, a little correction, they didn't lose to Woodbine. So the only loss over the last 6 games that Coon Rapids-Bayard has had is to top 5 ranked 3A squad in Sadell. Other than that, they have had big wins over Pocahontas, Cam, Exira, Elkhorn, Kimballton as well, New Fonda, and Woodbine. They have been winners all over the place. And on the other end for Kuemper, the road so far, they've had a pretty good streak the last 6 games, 4-2, and they've done so primarily on the road. They went on to take on a hard Algona squad, lost to them on the road. But a doubleheader sweep over Atlantic, a win over St. Albert and Bishop Garrigan have proven that they are, again, playing legitimate teams on the right track, and they're doing some good work here so far.
Yeah, 100%. The Hawkeye 10's a good conference. And it's kind of an interesting conference because you have a 1A team, you got a number of 2A teams, you got some 3A teams, you got Lewis Central who's climbing our rankings in 4A.
Yeah, 4A,
so it's kind of an odd conference that spans all the way from, Council Bluffs, obviously all the way to Carroll. So yeah, they've done well early in that conference. I think they're hovering right around third or fourth out in that conference. So they've really competed.
And I gotta say, it's to hover at that close is something special. It is simply that conference has added. It's grown since over the last few years as well. So the addition of teams only kind of makes it much more muddled once you get into the middle of that. And I got to say, this is now the Hawkeye 10 starting to turn into a conference that if you win that conference, you are just shy of guaranteed of making it to state. That's how strong that this conference has been over the course, especially the last 5 to 10 years here. But, of course, as we look on over at Coon Rapids-Bayard, they make their way out of the Rolling Valley Conference. Again, 17 wins on the year, 7-0 inside conference play. Of course, Woodbine being the next team up at 9-4. So it looks like that this could very well be a year in which, again, Coon Rapids runs away with it. They took down a Pleasantville squad that, I'll be honest, we got to see them in Urbandale. We got to see them take on MOC Floyd Valley and a walk-off there and against Unity Christian. And I got to say, it was Urbandale as well. It was very impressive to see how they came out of that unscathed. This is a team, I think might be Coach Waddle's most productive team yet.
Yeah, when you play 1A baseball, sometimes you don't know what you're going to get, right? You get some teams that are at just different levels in their programs. And like you said, Coon Rapids has really kind of dominated that conference, but then they go out and play a Pleasantville team who you can count on one hand the amount of times they've lost in the last couple of years.
Oh, yeah.
And huge comeback, and they come out and win the game. So they've really proven that, they're not just out to win their conference this year. They're not just out to, win 20 games or anything like that. I think they're really aiming for a deep run in the postseason and their first trip to state in a number of years. So I think they got some lofty goals this year and definitely have the squad to get it done.
Yeah, no doubt about that. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, we will resume our pregame show as we take a look at the starting lineups and the starting defense here for both teams. Come on up, and we'll be right back. We're catching Coon Rapids-Bayard taking on Kuemper Catholic. Coming on up right here on the IA Baseball Network.
Hey guys, in the world of baseball, plenty that you're trying to improve upon, right? As you're looking to become the best overall player. Well, one of those ways is to help improve your swing, right? And one of the ways that IA Baseball loves to help improve your swing with the batting donut. That's right, the batting weight that comes in 9 and 16 ounce varieties and is built to help strengthen that swing. Covered in a durable non-scratch silicone, finished in the signature pink, blue, or chocolate frosting, they are built to protect your bat, elevate your training, and stand out on deck. So whether you're stepping up to the box for the first time or gearing up for your next showcase, the batting donut is ready to
sweeten your swing with the batting donut. The batting.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as Coach Waddle and Coon Rapids-Bayard wrapping up their infield work. We'll take a look at the defense here for both teams, and we're going to start here with Kuemper Catholic in a primarily underclassmen infield here. Alex Pudens is the freshman behind the plate here. Landon Potabom, we talked about, the senior, will be doing the duties on the mound. Nash Leonard, the sophomore, at first. Noah Ryman, also sophomore, at second. Charlie Mayhall will be the senior at shortstop, and Caden Handlos will be doing the duties at the hot corner and during his sophomore season. Tommy Potabom will be the senior in left field, followed by Brendan. Make sure I get this name right. Brendan Vanami. There you go, Brendan Vanami. And then Caden Kopic will be the junior in right field defensively here for the Kuemper Catholic Knights as we go ahead and we'll take a look at Coon Rapids-Bayard and their defensive setup. Eli McAllister in left field, and Jace Baker, the junior, in center. Cole Kretzinger will be the senior in right field. Blake Hayden will be behind the dish. The freshman will be thrown to by brother Ty Hayden, the junior. And moving on up the ladder is Cal Hayden. The senior will be at first. Max Shiborn will be in second. Caden Oswald will be the shortstop, followed by Mason Culberson at the hot corner at third. And that is a look at the defense here for both teams. Let's go ahead and bring up the lineup here for both squads. As we'll first take a look at Coon Rapids-Bayard, as the number 1 leadoff man will be Cal Hayden, donning the number 24, batting .559 in the year. Ty Hayden, the pitcher, will be in the number 2 hole spot. Mason Culbertson will be in the number 3 hole, followed by Blake Hayden in the cleanup spot. Jace Baker batting .362 in the number 5 hole, followed by Eli McAllister, Caden Oswald, and then the final 2 spots, Max Shiburn in at the number 8 spot, and it'll be Colt Kretzinger in the number 9 hole. And then as we look at the lineup here for Kuemper Catholic, it'll look a lot like this. Noah Ryman will be doing the leadoff duties, that prototypical leadoff guy. And you know what, Quinn, he's the guy you want, batting .362 on the year. He can find his way on base through a wet paper bag, I swear.
Yeah, he's done a great job. Really sets the table for them. Gets on base a number of ways. Not afraid to get hit. Real shock with a Barta coach squad, right? But yeah, so he's done a great job this year.
Landon Potabom, the pitcher, will be in the number 2 hole. Tommy Potabom will be at the number 3 spot, batting .321. Ben Cook will be the DH here in this one, and he'll be in the cleanup spot, followed by Nash Leonard. And then Alex Pudins will be up next. And the 7 hole will be Charlie Mayhall, followed by Caden Kopic. And Brendan Vanami will be in the number 9 spot, batting .239 on the season. And that is the lineup here for both teams, brought to you by Insulates. And if you, guys, you got to check them out because if you have an electric fence out there and you've dreamt of not shocking yourself to test if your fence is working, well, we've got the answer for you. It's an LED insulated light that you can see from up to half a mile or more away. It truly is, as I will say, simplistic as possible. All you need to do is put it onto almost any type of post out there, run the wire right through it, and the great thing is it goes with the pulse of the electric fence. So there is no grounding anything, adding any bulky equipment. There's nothing like that. All you need to do is pick place and watch it work. It's so simple. It might just be the simplest thing you do all year. So check them out today at insulates.com. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more as we get the state tournament teams honored and this game coming on up right after this here on the IA Baseball Network.
When it comes to protecting your home, you need more than just a contractor. You need a team that you can trust. And at IA Sports, we trust Lion Exteriors. They deliver expert roofing, siding, and exterior solutions built to last because your home deserves the best. With quality craftsmanship, honest service, and stress-free process from start to finish, they make upgrading your home simple and reliable. Whether it's storm damage, a full roof replacement, or a fresh new look, Lion Exteriors has you covered. Contact Noah today or visit lion-exteriors.com and tell them IA Sports sent you to schedule your free inspection. Lion Exteriors, protecting your kingdom.
Oftentimes when you have an injury or a fall and you're concerned, your first thought is to go to the emergency room. But with DMOS Urgent Injury Clinic, wait times are often a lot less and you can be seen at a lower cost.
If you know that your injury is related to bones, joints, muscles, ligaments, it's a great place to start.
From sprains and strains to fractures and even lacerations. We have 3 clinics for urgent injury that you can be seen at, and we have fantastic surgeons that we can consult and refer to when necessary.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, into the broadcast here. As we told you once, we'll tell it again. The 1976 squad, 50 years ago, that made the state tournament. Those being honored here. And again, we'll take a look back at the 1976 clipping there, newspaper-wise. And that team, again, had a historic run back then. And, of course, we can't go without mentioning the 2001 squad right next to them. 2001 squad, which I believe, Quinn, made the state title game as well. And, of course, this is, of course, as you notice there, Coach Barta a part of that. A heck of an outing there, and again, what a season it was. Both of these programs from, again, 50 years and I believe 25 years ago.
25. Yeah.
25 years ago. I love how it's being honored right here. This is exactly why we love high school baseball here, and especially at Merchants Park.
Yeah, it's really cool to see these guys come back and, get to see probably some teammates they haven't seen in a long time, walk out onto the same field that they played on. And, big crowd out tonight to honor both of these teams.
And again, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you coming along for the ride here in this one. It's going to be a fun one because this is battle number 10 in the Bound era anyway. There's probably more that happened way back when, but this is the 10th time since Bound began keeping stats that these two teams will have played each other. And we're going to go ahead and bring you back more into the honoring of these two Kuemper Catholic historical teams, and then we'll get right back to it.
To a strong team spirit. Welcome home to the 1976 Kuemper Knights, and congratulations to your 50-year anniversary on your state tournament season. Then it took 25 years later for the next Kuemper baseball team to make it to state. In 2001, the Knights advanced to state, which was held right here at historic Merchants Park in Carroll. That team was led by head coach Jerry Spieler, who, as a matter of fact, was the assistant coach to Coach Whelan for many years, especially in that year of 1976. In 2001, the Knights finished 24-15, led by 10 seniors. They faced Mount Pleasant at state in front of a huge hometown crowd. The Knights started a young sophomore pitcher that night named Michael Barta. This 2001 team set the tone for more Kuemper baseball success, as the Knights have made it to state 8 more times since 2001. Welcome home to the 2001 Kuemper Knights, and congratulations on your 25th anniversary on your state tournament season. How about a big round of applause one more time for our 25-year and 50-year anniversary of state tournament baseball.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we will take a quick step aside. We'll have more coming up. First pitch coming on up. We'll talk to you about the two hurlers that will be facing here today. Right after this, here on the IA Baseball Network.
Sportsmanship means doing what's right, treating your opponent with respect, no matter the score.
The guy across from you works really hard to get to where he's at, so you should respect him, respect all the work he's put in.
It always goes back to the golden rule, treat people how you would like to be treated.
I'm sure if you play sports, you've been around people who are unkind during the sport, but it makes it better and when everybody's kind. You're out there playing a sport, you're out there to have fun. You can still want to win, but always be kind. Remember, that's a human.
Nothing you can say from the stands is going to change the call that they make on the field. No matter how hard you yell at them, they're going to stick with the call on the field. So it doesn't really help much, but what does help is encouraging your team when they're down, when the call doesn't go their way, instead of yelling at the officials, try to help encourage your team and get them out of the funk that they're in and try and get them in the right direction.
Coach, 62. First down. We're doing this so that the kids can continue to play. Like we used to enjoy playing when I was in high school. I understand how fun it was, and I want that same fun to be had by the kids now. So that's why we need more officials to keep these games going on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back into the broadcast. Andrew Brown, Quinn O'Brien here at historic Merchants Park. The beautiful backdrop for our cross-class battle. Again, 13th ranked in 2A, Kuemper Catholic, up against number 1 1A team in Coon, Rapids-Bayard. This has got to be, Quinn, one of those that honestly is calendar circling, but it's been more calendar circling as the year has gone on, as the season has progressed, right? Because you know what? Coon Rapids came in almost kind of middle of the rankings. They started in the rankings, and then they just kind of kept moving up the ladder. And I think that consistency is what's paid them off to be, again, number 1 team in the class.
Yeah, for sure. We talked about how well they've done in their conference, and they've tested themselves with games against Sadell. They lost a close one, and then beat obviously great Pleasantville team. So, yeah, they're very deserving of the number 1 ranking.
And, of course, as the lineups are getting announced here, we'll go ahead and bring those back again to you here. The lineup here for the Coon Rapids-Bayard Crusaders. Again, our last broadcast included the Crusaders of Heelan, and now we get the Crusaders of Coon Rapids-Bayard here. And, of course, Cal Hayden, Ty Hayden, Mason Culbertson, Blake Hayden, Jace Baker, Eli McAllister, Caden Oswald, Max Sherburne, and Cole Kretzinger. The lineup here for Coon Rapids-Bayard here in this one. And, of course, for Kuemper Catholic, again, their lineup, once again, brought to you by Inslights at inslights.com. Ryman, Potabom, Cook, Leonard, Pudens, Mayhall, Kopik, and Benami. And that is the lineup here. We'll bring them both side by side, as this is what we're going to be looking at here for both teams. And again, with this here, one thing I also want to note here, Kuemper Catholic has a lot of underclassmen here. And I know you talk about it, this is a smaller school, harder than it was for Coach to go ahead when he had 40 freshmen, let alone an entire squadron of guys. But you got a lot of young guys on this roster here for Kuemper.
Yeah, for sure. Some guys that are playing their first year of varsity baseball, but also some freshmen and sophomores that have already played quite a bit of varsity baseball. You look at Pudens behind the plate tonight, only a freshman, but started a lot of last year even as an 8th grader. So even though they are young, they do have a number of guys with varsity experience. But like I mentioned, I touched on, the fielding percentage and some of the errors Kuemper has made, and I think that's some of the growing pains they're dealing with some young guys getting thrown out and, thrown right into the fire early in the year.
Well, no doubt about that. And again, on the other side of things, it just kind of seems, I bring that up again because it kind of seems like a contrast. On the other side of things, when you look at Coon Rapids-Bayard, they have in the starting lineup right now just one sophomore, and they have a freshman as well. So they have one freshman, a sophomore. Otherwise, it's juniors and seniors up the ladder here.
Yeah, a lot of experience there and a lot of games under their belts. So, in big games like this, that really comes into play.
And, of course, coming on up here, the national anthem in just a bit. as we go ahead and bring that up. Again, as we go ahead and listen to the national anthem, ladies and gentlemen, please, if you get the chance, go ahead and pay homage to those who have helped make this country what it is and allow us to have such a great game ahead of us. We're going to go ahead and just pause briefly for the national anthem.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to please stand as you are able. Remove your headgear. We invite all veterans to give a hand salute as we honor our great nation and those protecting us around the world with the playing of our national anthem.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this rocking and rolling here as we will bring you back into it here. Let's get this show started and let's get this settled here as we take a look at what's going to go on here. Again, on the mound here for Kuemper Catholic Potamon is, again, he's a guy that can go out there, do a lot of things. We talked about his interesting usage here as of late. But certainly very, very, very positive. Landon Potamon, I should say. Very, very capable of going out again. He has a 6-0 record, 18 innings pitched. Kind of that when MLB started to go towards that opener kind of thing. He's kind of like an opener in Iowa high school baseball.
Yeah, like we mentioned in our pregame, it's going to be really interesting to see how they use him. Only his second start on the year, but he's kind of been their guy in high leverage situations, facing tops of the lineups, and Coach Barta may take him out of the game, bring him back into the game. Who knows? He may let him just run him. See what they can get out of him all at once, because at some point I'm guessing they'll want to see what he's like deeper into games, as they might be how they need to use him in the postseason. So this might be one of those games when they put him out there and say, hey, we're going to let you run as far as we can, see how the arm feels, see how the game's going, and it's going to be really interesting.
The senior with 34 strikeouts already, a whip of just 0.82. And, he's done quite a lot, and he's going to need to do a lot more against this Coon Rapids-Bayard squad. Two players with 30-plus hits, and I can only give you a quick guess as to who those two players on Coon Rapids-Bayard's roster with 30-plus hits.
What's the last name start with?
An H.
Oh,
there you go.
Okay.
The Hayden brothers, Ty and Cal Hayden, 33 and 35 hits respectively. And the first one coming on up here, Cal Hayden, the senior, headed to Iowa Western following his time as a Crusader. And we're going to get this rolling here. Thanks again for tuning in and making this a part of your day, ladies and gentlemen. Top half of the first is underway. And ball one on the outer edge as we get this race kicked off. The stands are basically packed here. We got a lot of people in and a lot of people ready and excited for this game here between number 1 in 1A, Coon Rapids-Bayard, and number 13 in 2A, Kuemper Catholic. And we already see right off the bat here, third base on the grass already here as Culbertson kind of wants to take away that bunt attempt there. I assume that with the third base in that way, you kind of want to take a little bit away of that small ball opportunity.
Yeah, one thing we know about, Coach Barta from his time at Johnston is, he's really going to move his infield and outfield around based off what he's seen on other games. So that must be, what they've seen out of Cal. And a leadoff walk there, and that's huge because we talked about it on, before the game. He can really run. So a lot of times you put him on first, you really put him on second. So 23 of 23 on the year. We'll see if they cut him loose here.
So from a right side dominant defensive shift, they go back more normal here. As now we bring up to the plate Landon Potabom. As we bring up to the plate for Coon Rapids-Bayard, Ty Hayden. Keeping him honest over there at first. Again, leads the team with over 20 stolen bases on the year. He's very effective when he takes off, and it's very hard to kind of catch him once he's in the mix. He hasn't been caught too much this year. Now the empty count. He'll spy first, fire on home, and a nice get-me-over breaker there for strike one.
Boy, it sure looked like he was over the plate. I'm not sure.
Oh, man, I got to take that away.
I'm not sure Justin Meyer behind the plate called that a strike. Looked
I was
good
getting ahead of it there. So we change that to a 1-0 count with a runner on first. And again, trying to check him over there. Almost. A nice quick play. And honestly, you don't have what MLB has. You have as many times as you want to throw over there as possible. And I think, honestly, if you don't want him to do too much damage, you got to check him out a couple times. The 1-0 count here. They'll look and fire home. That one gets left and on the fair end of the chalk line there. That will get a runner to third. And that is a stand-up double here for Ty Hayden. Oh, just go ahead.
I believe they're saying foul ball there. Boy, that was close.
It
looked like it was right on the line, but obviously, that umpire's staring straight down that line there, and it must have just missed the paint line there. That was close.
I got to say, it almost looked like that was a late call. Because I was looking to see what that call was. Man, that was as close as you could get. And in the end, we go back and we get ready to go here. Again, Ty Hayden now looking at a 1-1 count. A 1-1 delivery. And that one goes behind him and gets him. So 2 Haydens on to the base pass here. Cal standing on second. Ty Hayden hit by pitch. He makes his way to first, and now Culbertson stepping on up to the plate.
Yeah, Potabom. Through the first two batters, we've only seen one pitch in the zone there, and that got hit pretty hard. So he's gonna really need to dial it in here. It could be a big inning for Coon Rapids.
Freshman Andrew McAllister is doing the pitch running duties here. Again, such a pressure-packed time. I mean, you're honoring some of the state tournament teams of the past. You got a lot of people here. You got a huge opponent here with Coon Rapids-Bayard, and a series in which you're trying to keep the series edge. Again, Kuemper Catholic 6-3 in the all-time series lead. Bunt attempt, laid back, called ball. Again, here from Scott Percher Field, historic Merchants Park, dating all the way back to 1949. Again, home to semi-pro baseball, home to college baseball, home to high school. I mean, it's got almost every kind of baseball you want here.
Yeah, it hosts a lot of games this summer. The junior college regional was here. A lot of good baseball being played here this summer.
Yeah, and we always love to come here and video those because, man, it's always a great time. And the field is always immaculate. And it's really no surprise why state tournament for 1A and 2A is right back here. The 1-0 count. He'll look and he'll fire. Bunt attempt laid down. It looks like a good one. There will be just one play, and they will get the sure out at first. Meanwhile, runners move up second and third here with one down.
Yeah, well-executed sack bunt there. Move the runners second and third, one out. Good play by Kuemper to get the one out. And we'll see if Coon Rapids can do some damage here in the first.
Now it's Blake Hayden, the catcher, stepping on up.
Number 25, Blake Hayden.
Looking to do some damage here. The freshman, 21 total bases on the year. He has 3 extra base hits among his 18 total. Infield, you can see creeping in here. They definitely don't want to allow some early runs. That one wisely lays off a high ball one. And the 1-0 look, he'll fire on home. That one gets set left side. That'll be a fair ball, and that will plate one, and we'll get 2 coming around, and that will be a 2-plated double here as the Hayden brothers making some waves here in Carroll.
Yeah, big-time hit there. Great job getting a ball over the plate and driving it in the left. Score the first 2 runs of the game.
Isn't that fun? You talk about it there. You do not want, as a Coon Rapids-Bayard squad, the Hayden household to be sick at any stretch because they helped to produce the first 2 runs and the first RBI of the game.
Yeah, when you look back, that really is driven by putting the first free passes to the first 2 guys of the game. You just can't do that with the top of this lineup. They're too good at hitters. You really got to make them earn their way on.
14, Jace Baker.
And now Jace Baker stepping on up to the plate. The junior looking to add on. He's got 19 total bases among 17 hits on the season. He's got a runner at second. Again, the shift primarily right side here. We got second base almost on top of the bag. Third right up next to the grass level. Bunt attempt. That one sends foul, strike one. In Merchants Park, here it's always immaculate. And one of the things, I think it's more of a blessing, you go back a few years to when it was at Principal Park. And Principal Park is amazing, don't get me wrong. But gosh, there is something about the atmosphere that Merchants Park brings. It just is something to behold.
Yeah, it's great when you can get kind of the small town park and really fill the stands and feel like you're in a, you're in a crowded game. And the town really does a great job supporting whatever baseball is being played here. Kuemper, Carroll High, the Carroll Merchants. We talked about, some junior college baseball. And
the 0-2 count here. Pottebaum trying to get out of this jam here. A swing through, and he gets his first strikeout. A heck of an effort from him as he records strikeout number 35 on the year. And boy, that was a much-needed strikeout there.
Number 7, Eli McAllister.
And now Eli McAllister, we talked about him, over 20 total bases earned on the year, and he's coming out of the 6 hole, which, again, if it tells you anything, it tells you how deep this Coon Rapids-Bayard lineup is. Boy, that looked like it was close.
yeah, he's thrown a few breaking balls in there that have looked really close to the plate and has not got a call yet. Must just be missing in or a couple of them just above the zone.
The 1-0 count, it's already a 2-0 Coon Rapids-Bayard lead. That one dialed in for a strike, number one. We even it up at one apiece. 16 pitches thrown here already on the docket for Potabom. And you got to think, what is the leash here? Again, you talked about it. Could he go the distance? And we'll see. Only the top of the first. The 1-1 delivery. That one snuck its way in there for the strike, 1 and 2. It seems as though he's already leaning on that pitch right away. That's it's seeming like his out pitch, but it seems like that's kind of the go-to.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of spin. They've for the most part all been around the zone. And like you said, really been relying on that breaking ball.
And that will get him for strike out number 2. Heck of an effort there, but not before the Crusaders go 6 batters deep, 1 hit, 2 runs, and they lead this one after 1 half of play. We'll go ahead and be back with the bottom half of the first right after this here on the IA Baseball Network.
Hey guys, in the world of baseball, plenty that you're trying to improve upon, right? As you're looking to become the best overall player. Well, one of those ways is to help improve your swing, right? And one of the ways that IA Baseball loves to help improve your swing with the batting donut. That's right, the batting weight that comes in 9 and 16 ounce varieties and is built to help strengthen that swing. Covered in a durable non-scratch silicone, finished in the signature pink, blue, or chocolate frosting, they are built to protect your bat, elevate your training, and stand out on deck. So whether you're stepping up to the box for the first time or gearing up for your next showcase, the batting donut is ready to
Sweeten your swing with the batting donut. The batting.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back here. We are rocking now with the bottom half of inning number 1. And, of course, on the mound, Ty Hayden. Again, this is a guy that it kind of more of that traditional role here, Quinn. I mean, he's going out there, putting up strikes, putting up good numbers.
Yeah, he's been their guy, pretty dominant all year. You know, you look at the earned runs, 4 earned runs all year.
That's huge.
After 4 starts and then coming into 2 other games. So, when you look at, it's funny, you look at that first inning from Potabom, he'd given up 2 earned runs the whole season, and he just gave up 2 in that first inning. So Kuemper kind of in an unfamiliar spot right now with him on the mound and already giving up a couple runs.
And they're going to have to fight their way back here already. Noah Ryman, just a sophomore, but boy, has he been effective here at the top of the lineup here for the Kuemper Catholic Knights.
Second baseman, Noah Ryman.
Batting .362. He has 4 extra base hits. He has driven in just 5 on the season. So he's been the guy you can tell, he's been the speedster that gets on, and he's the one that often scores. First pitch, he challenged it up in the zone and came up empty on that one, 0-1. Corner infield in for Coon Rapids-Bayard. So it does seem like both of these teams, whether the shift or not, they're not going to let the small ball beat you, it seems like.
Yeah, and it's going to be key for Kuemper to really try to get on time here with Ty Hayden, going to sit in the upper 80s and pump it up to 90 at times, and they're going to have to find a way to put the bat on it.
And really, I'm sure if you're the Kuemper coaching staff, Coach Bach, Coach Barta, this is not ideally how you would have wanted to start the game already down a 2-0 deficit. And the next pitch lays off that one in the dirt, 2-2.
Yeah, and we talked about before the game, both of these pitchers needing to be efficient and try to limit their pitch count. We saw Potabom kind of get up there in the first inning, and we'll see what happens with Ty. Big strikeout pitcher, sometimes you can really run the pitch count up there early.
The next pitch is the out pitch as a strikeout there, and that is how we start the bottom half of the inning. Ryman set down on strikes, and now Landon Potabom stepping on up. The senior, one of the few upperclassmen to get their chance here and get rocking it. He's been a mainstay, obviously, with what he's been able to do. Again, over 300 on the season. And so far, he has 15 hits. He has driven in 7 on the year. The 0-1 delivery wisely lays off here, evens it up now at 1 apiece. So a whole lot of fun here across Carroll today. Kuemper High, again, honoring their 1976 and 2001 state tournament teams. And they did so honoring them before the game. And, of course, from a golf tournament all the way through a tailgate. And, of course, more stuff coming up beyond this game. So the 1-2 delivery evens it up at 2 apiece. Again, that Hayden household has been absolutely just, this is the right time. If you're a dad, you got to be pretty happy right now. All your guys, all your boys are excelling on the big stage.
Yeah, I guess one thing, you don't have to worry about jumping from field to field to try to catch all your kids play baseball, right?
Not at all.
You know where they're all going to be all the time. We're going to one place every night, so I guess that's a plus.
I mean, how many times can you say that? It's just absolute blessing. You know very well chasing kids around half the state's pretty difficult. The 2-2 delivery, and he catches the outer corner. He's the maestro that paints it well for strikeout number 2 and out number 2.
Yeah, good breaking ball to finish off that at bat. He had missed with that pitch a couple times outside, and that one just got the corner. Really good looking pitch.
Tommy Potabom stepping on up now, gets his chance. And he takes a look at strike 1. The senior, 321 on the year, 18 total bases. He has walked 13 times already here in 2026. That one sails a bit back here, and quickly we jump to 0-2.
Yeah, he's doing a great job working ahead of hitters, working around the zone, really filling it up, and Kuemper hasn't shown that they can catch up to it yet. And until they do, I don't expect a lot more than that fastball right over the plate.
And the 0-2 delivery, check swing in time, brings it 1-2. And these two teams coming on in with just 3 losses combined over the last 6 games between these for these two squads. Coon Rapids-Bayard just 1 loss to 3A top 5 Sadell. That one gets set right field, shallow right center field, and that will be camped out under nicely here by Baker in center field, and that will be all she wrote. So 1, 2, and 3, 2 strikeouts here for Hayden on the mound, and that is how we wrap up inning number 1. Stick with us. Let's get strapped in. There's more good and more excitement coming on up right after this here on the IA Baseball Network.
When it comes to protecting your home, you need more than just a contractor. You need a team that you can trust. And at IA Sports, we trust Lion Exteriors. They deliver expert roofing, siding, and exterior solutions built to last, because your home deserves the best. With quality craftsmanship, honest service, and stress-free process from start to finish, they make upgrading your home simple and reliable. Whether it's storm damage, a full roof replacement, or a fresh new look, Lion Exteriors has you covered. Contact Noah today or visit lion-exteriors.com and tell them IA Sports sent you to schedule your free inspection. Lion Exteriors, protecting your kingdom.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in, and we have some more notes. We talk about the Hayden clan. Devin also mentions that Haydens have another son that's in 7th grade and a daughter in 3rd. I mean, this, Coon Rapids-Bayard, hail the Haydens right now. They have been doing good. And Devin, thanks again for mentioning that here. I really, really appreciate that. But holy cow, you know what? And kudos. I mean, what a family that is. Really great family, great people as well. All right, let's get back into it. Ben Cook, the DH. He starts things off with ball one. And right now, on the mound, as you look at this, Oswald on the mound, as that one shot up high. That one is playable past the chalk line. Nicely done to capture the out as Oswald is set down. And now Max Sherburne doing the duties, stepping on up.
Number 2, Max Sherburne.
And you know what? If you're looking at this from Potabom's perspective, I mean, does it feel a little bit better? You never feel good about giving up any runs, but now kind of that initial nervousness, that stress, it seems to kind of just left off a little bit.
Yeah, when you start off the inning, walk and then hit by pitch, and you got first and second, no outs. He did do a nice job of limiting the damage there, avoided the really big inning. Nice job by Coon Rapids getting a big hit to plate a couple, but could have got out of hand there. But he really dialed in, got 2 big strikeouts, and then comes right out in the second and hammers the zone and gets the early fly out.
This one also gets sent high. Cal on track, and that one, an over-the-shoulder catch. Hard to do anything with that one. And again, a nice job by Leonard. All he could do was try and that one when you're fighting the clouds. I mean, people look at that and say, oh, man, couldn't he have gotten that? But, boy, that ball blends in a lot easier than you think.
Yeah, that's a ball you don't get a ton of work on. And as a first baseman, running, trying to make an over-the-shoulder to the catch, that was a tough play.
So the 1-2 count now coming on up. Potabom back on the mound here for Kuemper Catholic. 1 strikeout his first time up on the mound, and now we draw it 2-2.
There's that same pitch that Meyer behind the plate just has not been calling a strike the whole game.
And that one will be called strike, and strikeout number 2 here for Potabom, as he has now gone 1-2 through the 7-8-9 order. So, strikeout number 3 here for Potabom, as the right fielder and Cole Kretzinger now up to the plate. Number 9 hole man is looking at 2 down, nobody on. So thanks again for tuning in, making this a part of your day. It's already Coon Rapids-Bayard got out on a Hayden connection. Jumped out to a 2-0 lead. It's only been 1 hit so far. We've only gone through 1 full inning. And that 1 hit belonging to Coon Rapids-Bayard on the RBI single here from Hayden. The 0-2 delivery. Tried to get him fishing out there, and he said, no, I'm on dry land. I don't need to fish here. Pitch number 29 of the game here for Potabom coming on up. And the delivery. Ball 2, and boy, that, I don't know if it's doing justice here on the camera. That has a little bit of a rise to it before it dips left or right.
Yeah, his breaking ball really moves a lot. He's making it.
That one muscled on the infield, and that will be a hard play. The throw to first is not in time. And Coon Rapids-Bayard for the 2nd inning has gotten a runner onto the base pass here, as the number 9 hole and Kretzinger will get hit number 2 of the ball game.
First baseman, number 24.
And now Cal Hayden stepping on up, and boy, kind of not what you want. If anybody in this lineup, certainly you don't want this one of the speediest, hard-hitting guys in the lineup. But it's very interesting here because a guy like that would often find himself in the 3rd or 4th hole. Coach Waddle has him right up at the top.
Yeah, no stolen bases on the year for Kretzinger yet, so I'd be surprised if they get him in motion here, especially with one of your a power guy that can put it in the gap and score him from first with 2 outs.
So a 2 down, the 0-1 count here. Potabom has the pitch. Looked like a 2-seamer sailed too far off the zone, and it does seem like that zone is just a little bit hit and miss, to be honest.
Yeah, he's been pretty tight to start the game.
And, of course, as we keep rolling along here, don't forget, check out more on the IA baseball scene. That one, a high strike here, 1-2. Cal not liking that at all. But again, that high strike has been kind of somewhat consistent up to this point. Pitch number 34 here for Potabom as he looks to get out of this inning unscathed. Hello, kill fire on home. Again, it does seem like we're starting to see that evolution of that two-seamer away, which, again, so far hasn't been knocked around, but he kind of seems to be playing with them a little bit more of that Barda cerebral approach.
Yeah, really trying to do a good job mixing it up, moving it inside, outside, especially from some of these top hitters from Coon Rapids.
The 2-2 delivery, and that one is shot right side, but foul. Coach Hayden doing his best soccer impression here with the FIFA World Cup all over. Have you watched much of FIFA? Have you watched much of the World Cup?
I've tried to watch our Americans today. Got to see a little bit of the game today after our golf outing. So they've been playing great. They've been fun to watch.
It sure has. That one is a major league pop-up and a heck of an effort all the way near the dugout. And that's how you do it.
Yeah, that's a big-time play right there because you don't want to give Cal Hayden another opportunity at the plate. And a really good job by Kuemper there making that play.
So another hit for Coon Rapids-Bayard, but it doesn't equate to any runs. It's still a 2-0 advantage here of the Crusaders. And coming back to answer here for Kuemper is Cook, Leonard, and Pudens when we return right here on the IA Baseball Network.
Hey guys, in the world of baseball, plenty that you're trying to improve upon, right? As you're looking to become the best overall player. Well, one of those ways is to help improve your swing, right? And one of the ways that IA Baseball loves to help improve your swing with the batting donut. That's right, the batting weight that comes in 9 and 16 ounce varieties and is built to help strengthen that swing. Covered in a durable non-scratch silicone, finished in the signature pink, blue, or chocolate frosting, they are built to protect your bat, elevate your training, and stand out on deck. So whether you're stepping up to the box for the first time or gearing up for your next showcase, the batting donut is ready to
Sweeten your swing with the batting donut. The batting.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom half of the inning here. As we appreciate you stepping on up and joining us here on a beautiful, cloudy, overcast day from Merchants Park. It's been a historic run at this venue, and we get another historic type of game. Ben Cook starting things off here for Kuemper Catholic, takes strike one. So far, 2 hits, all belonging to Coon Rapids-Bayard. We're only in the bottom of the second here. But, boy, the energy is already there. It's just the 17th pitch of the game here for Hayden as that one wisely lays off, and we draw the count 1-1. And, boy, you talk about, again, Kuemper really shows out for its alum every single year. Really, this is the baseball town. I mean, you talk about baseball towns all over Iowa, but, you know, Carroll definitely is one of those, and Kuemper being a big part of that.
Yeah, really good tradition here, and this field plays a big part of that. You know, and with the state tournament here, I think gets a lot of young kids fired up to play baseball.
Well, that one shot back, and you know, Coach Barta did mention at the coaches clinic that he wants baseball to continually be a priority, which it is. But he really made it a point. He wants to get as many guys out, and not just to have the numbers, but to experience the game, because the venue, everything like that here in Carroll is something that you just don't get very many places. A swing through on that one, and Hayden looking just as good as the 40 strikeout hurler coming into this game. He grabs his 3rd of the night, and now Nash Leonard steps on up to the plate.
First baseman, number 16.
And boy, this is one of those times here. I know that we're only in the bottom of the second here. We talked about it. Over 75% of all the runs in this series have come in the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th inning. I know that seems like a lot, but you get a lot of times in high school ball where scoring happens early and often, and you don't see much the rest of the game. This series is a complete flip of that.
Yeah, and the two starters have really done a good job being around the zone, mixing pitches, moving in and out. And for Kuemper, really haven't shown that they can barrel up a ball yet. And Ty, a lot of strikeouts early on, and they're, they need to get some traffic on the base paths and get him in the stretch a little bit, get him to think about some other stuff because he's really in a groove right now.
That ball too low brings it to 2-0. And again, you talk the changes that have happened here in high school baseball over the last few years. Coaches and catchers able to have that earpiece, that connection, that one-way connection between the two there. I know it seemed controversial at first. It seems like that kind of has been embraced here over the last few seasons.
Yeah, it seems like most of the teams we go watch have went to that, and it obviously eliminates any sign stealing from the other team, which some coaches and teams are really into. Makes the game go faster as long as everything works. Which sometimes you have some problems in it. It causes some delays.
Technology's always fun. That one goes in off the hands, and I got to say that hurt from up here, but just one shake of the hand and he's back at it.
Yeah, he's a big boy, but I think, most of the time 3-0 count, you just want to get out of the way of that one. But he wasn't moving.
You know what? Kudos to him. Nash Leonard, kudos to you, man. I would not have done that. I would have gotten out of that as fast as humanly possible. That brings up Alex Pudins to the plate, the catcher, looking to help out his cause here. And, of course, normal depth here, a little bit in on the corners, double play depth, infield-wise for Coon Rapids-Bayard. And trying to keep him honest over there. That's the first base runner of the game here for Kuemper Catholic as Leonard stands on first. They're looking for their first hit of the ball game. And it could come here. Here's the empty count. And make it 0-1.
Nash, Nash Leonard at first, 4 for 4 on the year. So it does have a few stolen bases.
We'll see what they do and tempt that here. That one gets fouled back out of play, and always gotta love the announcers here, man. I absolutely love it. I remember back in the day where it was legal to do the crash sound effect. You remember that? Yeah. Then they made it illegal to do that, but as that one is slow roller out there to short, the backhand pickup and the force out at second. That's all that they're going to get there. But still, a heck of a play. That was deep in the hole and a heck of a play.
Yeah, nice play there, moving to his right. And good job by the second baseman covering just in time. Got the lead runner, big out from Coon Rapids there. And by the way, you're talking about the stadium announcer. If that voice behind you sounds familiar.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pause while he makes an announcement.
Running as a courtesy runner at first base for Kuemper Catholic, number 17, Kidding Score.
So if that voice does sound familiar, that is Father Collison. And if you've ever been to the Iowa high school boys basketball tournament, he's the "It's time for basketball" voice. So
oh my gosh, that is so iconic.
Number 13.
You know what? And it truly, he has been a part of a lot of baseball games here, a lot of games at state. He has done a lot there, and truly, if there's any voice that you could attribute to, as that one gets away, and Kuemper Catholic will have their first runner in scoring position of the night, as Leonard will stand now on second. But if there's any voice that you could really contribute to just overall sports in Iowa, it's got to be the guy. I mean, track is a different thing, obviously, but gosh, I mean, that's the guy. I tell you what. A lot of people have grown up with that voice.
Former umpire as well.
Former umpire. And it's just fun, just in a pass-by conversation, as that one's going in there for the zone, 1 and 2. Just conversational passing. He's still got a good eye for the game, and it's just he's here. He's still doing as much as he can for the game, and it really is. I know a lot of these kids, don't really understand and appreciate how great they have it with him up there. And a strikeout there. Hayden, happy as can be to see the excitement there as he picks up another strikeout, make it number 4 on the day. And he sets Kuemper Catholic down. So some action onto the base pass, but it remains a 2-0 score when we come back right here on the IA Baseball Network.
When it comes to protecting your home, you need more than just a contractor. You need a team that you can trust. And at IA Sports, we trust Lion Exteriors. They deliver expert roofing, siding, and exterior solutions built to last, because your home deserves the best. With quality craftsmanship, honest service, and stress-free process from start to finish, they make upgrading your home simple and reliable. Whether it's storm damage, a full roof replacement, or a fresh new look, Lion Exteriors has you covered. Contact Noah today or visit lion-exteriors.com and tell them IA Sports sent you to schedule your free inspection. Lion Exteriors, protecting your kingdom.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Inning number 3, powered by DeMoss Orthopedics. Check them out today. Ankeny, Des Moines, West Des Moines. If you have a little bump, bruise, something like that, check out DeMoss. It's often less expensive, less wait time, less all of it. And it's just an overall good experience. So check them out today at DeMoss Orthopedics. As we go ahead, and the foul out there from the number 2 hole man, and the pitcher Ty Hayden, hit by pitch, came around to score in his last trip. Right now, an 0-2 count, and Potabom has gotten that breaker to work fairly consistently here over the last inning plus. That one goes a little too far in, and boy, not the way you would have wanted, but two at-bats, hit by pitch both times, you still get on. I mean, you're still productive, certainly not the way you would have wanted to.
Yeah, especially when you got to go back out and throw. It's tough to get on base that way. Hopefully he's okay. Looks to be jogging up the field like he's fine.
Andrew McAllister back on the base pass as we get rocking and rolling here with Mason Culbertson. He had to sacrifice his first time up. Effectively 0 for 0 for the count. And again, the Kuemper defense about middle depth outfield wise. It's about corners in here overall for the infield. And boy, that was good old Uncle Charlie that found its way into the zone here. And he seems that slider, the curve, 2-seamer, it seems like he has quite the arsenal, and he's already given most of the kitchen sink at this point.
Yeah, good job getting ahead here. It'll be interesting to see what Coach Waddle does with the runner over at first. No outs.
Runner is taken off, a bunt attempt. There will be a throw, and it will be offline. Boy, that's hard to do. Most of this lineup here for Coon Rapids-Bayard just knows how to steal. They have not had a failed stolen base attempt all season. 92 out of 92 attempts.
Yeah, that's an impressive stat.
That is something that you just don't see very often. And again, when you got a stranglehold on 1A scene, which they seem to do, it's not surprising ultimately when it's Coon Rapids-Bayard. And Coach Waddle, I swear, has all the tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah, seems to be. I'm trying to see Coach Waddle looks a little annoyed over there. I wonder if someone missed a sign there. They had kind of a fake bunt steal on, but he made it seem like maybe someone missed a sign.
The throwback, not quite in time here. We keep the count at 1-1. Again, make sure to check out High and Tight coming your way every single week. And this Monday, Myself, Eric Cade, give you our all-star teams as we go through and who could be on our all-star roster. We'd love help. We'd love some tips. Hit us up anywhere across social media or at iabaseball1@gmail.com. The 1-1 count and the delivery coming on up, and here it goes. That one sails a bit high, 2-1 now the count. Again, the broadcast help brought to you by The Batting Donut at thebattingdonut.com. Check them out. 3 great frosting flavors, quote unquote, and a great way to pay homage to a wonderful breakfast treat. And I got to say, that was travel ball breakfast at its finest for me. Always heading to Casey's, get the donut, heading out there. Coach not necessarily loving that, but you know what? Hey, it always worked out in the end. We always got it eaten before we saw Coach.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's always great when you show up to coach your 8, 9, 10-year-old team and your shortstop's got pink frosting sprinkles all over his jersey. So.
The bunt attempt laid down to perfection. The only play will be to first. So, boy, you got to give a lot of credit to Culbertson. 2 trips to the plate, 2 at-bats, and he's had 2 sacrifices. And that puts a runner now at third as Coon Rapids-Bayard looking to try and capture another run here. And now Blake Hayden stepping on up. He was the one who drove in the first 2 runs of the game here, the only 2 runs so far.
Yeah, big time hit his first at bat. He's going to really look to do a job here. Kuemper's going to bring the infield in, try to cut this run off.
And rightfully so. That one sails off here. And again, this kind of puts a lot of pressure on the pitcher right now. Potabom knows what he has at third. Anything, and with just 1 out, your options are wide open here. Put the ball in the air. Doesn't matter if it gets it out, it gets a run home. Here's the 1-0 delivery, and that one muscled up
to the right side.
And just into the stands here. Souvenir for a lucky fan. Boy, I was at the College World Series on Friday when it started, and boy, a couple of those balls landed really close and ended up giving someone a unwanted tattoo souvenir. That one, ooh, close.
Yeah, just misses off the corner there. Really good pitch by Potabom. Just missed outside.
The 2-1 delivery coming on up here as we are live from Merchants Park here, Scott Percher Field in Carroll, Iowa. That one easily lays off here, 3-1. And you catch much of the College World Series here. It's honestly, it's been a wild ride here. North Carolina gets their chance to go up, and a lot of people liking them as a favorite here.
Yeah, it's been really fun to watch, and there's been some really good baseball, really fun games. And, North Carolina's looked great, and it's even extra cool to watch them knowing, we have a former Iowa high school player.
That's right.
Cooper Nicholson, Cooper Nicholson,
yeah,
was his brother.
The Dowling product.
Yeah, Dowling product went to Iowa Central for a couple of years, was a junior college All-American, and now is going to get a chance to play for national championships. So really cool.
And that one gets lit, and that one's going, but that will be capped out. It will be deep enough to throw home.
I think Kuemper's going to check this. I think he might have left early. That's going to be really close.
And it looks like he is going to be be checked. Oh boy, he's calling it safe.
Yeah, that was really close.
That was honestly hard. That was it looked like he really did have a good jump on that one. Maybe it's just he generally did.
Center fielder, number 14, Jace.
Yeah, the Kuemper coach is on top of that one right away. But man, that was tight. If he did, umpire behind the plate, Justin Meyer was right on top of it and made the call confidently right away.
Chase Baker on up next. He struck out his first trip up, and that comes after Blake Hayden is now credited for all 3 of Coon Rapids-Bayard's runs so far. And it's just 2 hits so far through both teams, all 2 hits belonging to the Crusaders. But you also have Miles Davis, not a starting mark, but is now on the OU roster. So you got 2 Iowa guys into the mix. Could have had more. or could have had an exchange here. Bodie Ray, who will be joining on High and Tight here in the next few weeks, he had a heck of a year for Kansas as well.
Yep.
I mean, boy, it started off, and of course, Troy, what an absolute pleasure that was. As that goes for the strike, I mean, they had a heck of a run. They had 2 Iowa guys on there as well.
Yep, and then his name is mistaking me right now. I apologize, but first baseman for West Virginia was a Jessup product, and then played at DMAC.
Kresser, Brody Kresser.
Yeah, it's been really fun to follow the Iowa guys as they've had great college careers, and it's really fun to see them in Omaha.
Yeah, man. One of the best traditions in baseball, I swear, is take me home country roads. After they,
I thought you were going to say the beach balls in the outfield at the College World Series.
They didn't do that so far this year. Any game I've been to, I've only been to a couple here, but they didn't do that.
Yeah, I think the security's cracking down a little bit.
Oh,
man. Some real fun haters out there.
They sure are. You know, back in the Rosenblatt days, I mean, you had balls flying all over the place. You had stoppages almost every other inning. The 2-2 count here, and the pitch from Potamom. Try to get him fishing there, but instead brings it full 3-2 to Jace Baker. Again, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Both pitchers actually doing fairly well. Potamom 3 strikeouts up to this point. 1 strike away from number 4. And he won't get the chance right there. It puts a runner on, and again, Coon Rapids-Bayard has said they've had at least 2 runners in every inning so far, and they just kind of keep that pressure rolling.
Yeah, and Baker, one of their better runners on the team, 15 for 15 on the year, so wouldn't be surprised with 2 outs if they put him in motion.
McAllister, an 0 for 1 strikeout product his first trip up, and they do throw it back there to keep him honest. Here from historic Merchants Park, home of the 1A, 2A state tournament. Here, of course, 3A, 4A back at the Colonel Stadium. And again, both great venues. Absolutely fantastic. That one dialed in for the strike, 0-1. But you know what? It's been kind of that blessing that I don't think many people thought right off the gate. But again, right here for Merchants Park, and now for, I believe, the next 6-year stint in Cedar Rapids. A half swing, they count it. Had to make sure I didn't go too fast on that one there. 0-2 the count.
Yeah, good pitch there. And now, he's really we've kind of seen that sweeper slider that he's thrown the first few innings. Now it seems like he's really working in that straight kind of 12-6 curve, so making it really tough on these hitters.
And he sure does that there as he gets number 4 on the day. And boy, what a way to end that half inning. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. More coming on up here on the IA Baseball Network.
Hey guys, in the world of baseball, plenty that you're trying to improve upon, right? As you're looking to become the best overall player. Well, one of those ways is to help improve your swing, right? And one of the ways that IA Baseball loves to help improve your swing, with the batting donut. That's right, the batting weight that comes in 9 and 16 ounce varieties and is built to help strengthen that swing. Covered in a durable non-scratch silicone, finished in the signature pink, blue, or chocolate frosting, they are built to protect your bat, elevate your training, and stand out on deck. So whether you're stepping up to the box for the first time or gearing up for your next showcase, the batting donut is ready to
Sweeten your swing with the batting donut. The batting.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom half of inning number 3. Kopic due up as he starts things off, and that one's rocketed right side. Foul ball, 0-1 the count. So far, just 2 hits throughout this entire game, all 2 belonging to Coon Rapids-Bayard, and they hold a 3-0 mark. Again, all 3 runs courtesy of Blake Hayden. He had a 2-run double, and then he had a sacrifice RBI as well. And that's how we've come right now. Not a whole lot going on here. The 33rd pitch of the game here for Hayden. Ty Hayden, that is. Have to be specific at this point. The 0-2 delivery. Nice frame job behind the plate, but couldn't frame it enough.
Yeah, really good pitch there. Just missed with the fastball off the plate, but a great spot, 0-2.
The Hayden connection here. There's a 1-2 delivery and the pitch. Lays off that one wisely, 2-2. You really got to pick your pitches here. I mean, even at this point, 2 strikes, you can't be too picky, but you really kind of try and get them deep in the count. It's kind of the best defense at this point.
Yeah, they really need to battle, foul some pitches off, do what they can to get on base. With the only base runner today being the HBP to Nash Leonard, they really got to find a way to barrel the ball up and try to get some runners on base because, right now Ty is just cruising, only 35 pitches through the first 2 innings here.
And a 3-0 advantage here for Coon Rapids-Bayard. The pitch, that one a little check swing foul. And we remain a 2-strike count, 2-2. 60 pitches for Potabom, now 37 coming on up here for Hayden. And both pitchers, they're holding their own. I mean, for Coon Rapids-Bayard, you're going to get a game like this. They can score just about anywhere. The Kuemper offense really needs to come on up. That one chopped foul. So the 2-2 delivery. Again, what a season it has been here so far for Coon Rapids-Bayard. Just 1 loss on the year, and they did that battling up against 3A's top 5, Sadell. That one will find no man's land out there in left field. And more great work here as the first hit of the ball game for the Knights come here in the bottom half of inning number 3.
Yeah, great at bat there. Really fought with 2 strikes. Made Ty work, throw some extra pitches, and then really finished it off with a little flare in the left.
Braden Vanami stepping on up, first time in this game here. And boy, if you're Coach Barta, Coach Brock, I mean, this has to be just as important of an at-bat as your leadoff guy.
Yeah, 100%. You really want to try to string together something here, see if you can't try to push one across.
It's already a 3-0 advantage, 2 in the top of the first, 1 in the third here for the Crusaders. And a good bunt attempt and a fall down. An attempt is light. And boy, that puts a spark here in the crowd as now 2 on here. And the bunt attempt was to perfection. But also got to check on Ty Hayden to see how he's doing.
Yeah, good bunt there. I'm sure he wanted to get that down the line a little bit. And that was interesting because I think Ty was going to try to go to second there and just lost his footing and then really didn't have a play after the slip. And I would be shocked here if Kuemper doesn't put another one down right now with their leadoff hitter.
And nobody out here. We're at the top of the lineup here as Ryman steps on up to the plate. Strikeout victim is last time. That gets away, and runners will now advance, second and third. And the best chance all game so far for the Knights comes right now. The first chance that they've had runners in scoring position now at second and third.
Yeah, and the wild pitch kind of does the job for him without sacrificing the out. Now you can just have him swing away and try to drive in a run or 2 here.
So we started off with a single and have added another single. And Ryman trying to get into the hit train here, 0 for 1. A good swing, comes up empty though. Splits it out 1-1. Again, a packed house here at Scott Percher Field here at historic Merchants Park. And the delivery, that one sails a bit high on him. 2-1 the count. So once again, thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Any comments, thoughts, more, hit us up right here or all across the social media scene. And as always, iabaseball1@gmail.com. Great way to check in with us and connect with us, including highlight reel plays. Hit us up wherever. The 2-1 delivery. Whoa, it got the corner there.
Yeah, and Ryman's really going to have to battle here with 2 strikes. Really just want to put the ball in play here, make Coon Rapids make a play.
You saw Cal Hayden over there kind of directing traffic just a little bit. The infield about normal, almost like double play depth in a sense. Holding the runner on at third.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to give up a run on a ground ball here.
Here's a pitch. That one gets away, and the runner's heading on home. There will be no play, and sliding in for run number 1 of the game for Kuemper Catholic. And it is now a 3-1 battle.
Yeah, you know, and we mentioned this earlier in the game. You know, you really want to try to get, Ty Hayden uncomfortable a little bit, make the catcher go through maybe a different sign series with a guy on second, make him think about some runners. And this is the first inning, they've really been able to do that. And you've seen a couple pitches that have gotten away and, kind of push the first run for Kuemper across without having to drive it in.
Next pitch goes sailing high, and that goes for ball 4. Runners now on the corners here, and boy, we're just about to turn the tides here. There's nobody down, 2 runners on, and Ty Hayden has thrown 2 wild pitches. We hadn't seen anything remotely close to that. And while nothing's unhinged right now, the wheels are still on the bus. It's looking a little bit dire, the most dire it's seen all game.
Yeah, Kuemper doing a good job, a better job here in the 3rd inning. A couple of these guys now getting to see him a second time, I'm sure really helps. Maybe starting to get a feel for the, the speed. Like we mentioned, Ty, can run it up there to 87, 88, can hit 90. So second time through might, just be getting these Kuemper hitters a little more comfortable.
And so the conversation here really, I think, just has to rely on, hey, just kind of a calm down situation, right?
Yeah, 100%. I think we gotta slow the game down a little bit. We gotta throw strikes. We gotta catch the ball behind the plate, and we just gotta get them out. Forget trying to throw the perfect pitch on the corner here. Let's make them earn it, because right now you're kind of giving Kuemper runs.
It's a 3-1 ball game, 3 combined hits. Kuemper with their first hit of the ball game here in this very inning.
Number 3, Landon Potabom.
And now Landon Potabom stepping on up. 0 for 1 so far, but boy, it's the biggest situation of the game here for the Knights. Runners on the corners and a chance to chip into this 3-1 deficit. And trying to keep them off balance there. It does seem like Coon Rapids-Bayard on the other end reflects. We're good at stealing bases. We don't want anyone else to be good at it.
Yeah, in first and third situation here, you've seen Coach Barta call for a couple sack bunts, that have worked out one way or another. So wouldn't be surprised if they put in some kind of first and third play here, maybe just a straight steal, see if they can, get some infielders moving, maybe even a hit and run or something just to get the defense thinking here.
0-1 the count here. It's a 3-1 ball game. 3 combined hits, 1 error so far. And the delivery. That one gets away, but good job behind the dish, Hayden.
Wow.
You know what? That was as impressive, and that was as important as any stop he'll probably make.
Yeah, you want to talk about saving a run. I mean, that ball's a hard slider that's in the other batter's box, and he really put himself out there, got his body in front of it, kept it close, didn't even allow the runner from first to get to second. So huge save behind the plate.
Nearing 20 pitches here in the inning here for Hayden. Swing through that one here, 1-2 the count. Hayden now at 46 pitches on the game. So runners standing on the corners. The 1-2 delivery coming on up. Ty Hayden came in with 40 strikeouts on the year. Tried to paint the corner there. Instead, draws it even, 2-2. He now has 44 strikeouts with 4 in this game so far. Would love, and I do mean love, to capture a 45th here. The 2-2 delivery. Outside there, and there's a lot of patience. And that had to have been the conversation in the dugout here. Have some patience, wear him down, and that seems like what Kuemper offensively has done.
Yeah, he was really rolling, before these last 4 or 5 batters, and Kuemper making him work a little bit.
That one sent right side, and that one's going. That will be camped out there by Kretzing. Meanwhile, it will get a run on home, and Kuemper Catholic, which seemed a far cry from even a hit, has now scored 2 here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Yeah, another good job there at the plate with 2 strikes, doing what he can to drive the run in. And that's honestly the first ball we've seen Kuemper barrel up all day. Well hit to right at the right fielder, but got the job done.
And now with 1 down, Tommy Pottebaum stepping on up. He flew out to center his last time up. 2 runs have scored here in the bottom half of the 3rd. It's a 3-2 ball game. And you got to think here, despite some action going, man, it's still been a good, rather pitcher's duel up to this point. Both hurlers with at least 4 strikeouts on the day. So appreciate you jumping on and joining the ride. Catch us every single week here on High and Tight. The 0-1 sailed up high. And by the way, there's a great chance for you to nominate your player of the week. We do this every time. You get to nominate a player of the week. And then if you get them nominated, we'll get in there. We'll get them on and get them in the list. And you get to vote. That's right. You get to vote who our player of the week is. That one is muscled short side to left. The pickup and fire across the diamond all the way from 3rd. Heck of a job there by Culbertson as he captures the out. Meanwhile, the runner does move on over to 2nd.
Yeah, nice play there, coming and getting that ball, making a strong throw over to 1st.
And he really had to come up with that. That grass is not necessarily thin by any means. It will slow that ball down just a bit, and we've seen that already. So the 5-3 put out now brings up Ben Cook, a strikeout victim his last time up. Very, very similar to what we've seen. Again, it's kind of a repeat for the first 2 innings, but Kuemper has changed things around in a hurry here in the bottom of the 3rd. That sails up high, and it's just everywhere you look, Kuemper is finding a way to make it work offensively. Whether they are walking, whether they're getting the hit, it doesn't matter. This is the inning that's really the big breakout for him. The 1-0 delivery on tap, and they're going to keep him honest there at 2nd.
Yeah, it definitely seems like they're getting a little, at least some better swings off this 2nd time through the order. Like we said, finally barreled a ball up there and have gotten some guys on base.
And Cook looking to add to the excitement here. Believe it or not, despite all that's gone on, just a couple of hits here for Kuemper Catholic. 4 combined hits in this one, 2 apiece. A nice breaker, but too far on the inner edge. Here we go.
I think he called that ball a strike, actually.
Did he?
Late.
Late call, a strike. Boy, this umpire is making me earn it. I tell you what. The 1-2 delivery with 2 down, 55th pitch of the game here for Hayden. Here he goes. That one gets laced right side, but that will be unplayable out there in foul territory. Boy, you got to, no matter what, you got to really take this. If you're Kuemper, it doesn't matter if you tie the game up. I mean, you've already pushed your way back, and you've only needed 1 hit to do it. I mean, ultimately, both these teams have shown the capacity to score without hitting the ball.
Yeah, and the other thing, that just obviously the 2 runs are huge, but, you look coming into this inning, the pitch count for Ty looked like he was just going to roll, would be able to maybe finish the game. And you've driven that thing up now to that being the 56th pitch.
And the 56th pitch is strikeout number 5 of the day. He's not necessarily pleased with the performance of that inning, but They still hold the lead. Coon Rapids-Bayard with the advantage, 3-2. And we'll be back with more coverage. It's the top half of a brand new inning coming on up after this.
Oftentimes when you have an injury or fall and you're concerned, your first thought is to go to the emergency room. But with DMOS Urgent Injury Clinic, wait times are often a lot less, and you can be seen at a lower cost.
If you know that your injury is related to bones, joints, muscles, ligaments, it's a great place to start.
From sprains and strains to fractures and even lacerations, we have 3 clinics for urgent injury that you can be seen at, and we have fantastic surgeons that we can consult and refer to when necessary.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, inside the broadcast. Andrew Brown and Quinn O'Brien joining you here as we'll take a look at the inning-by-inning mark so far. 2 hits apiece here. 2 runs in the first and 1 in the third for Coon Rapids-Bayard. Meanwhile, 2 runs in the bottom of the third has been all she wrote so far. As now Oswald stepping on up here. A 7-hole man, 0 for 1 for Coon Rapids-Bayard, takes strike number 1. So, more, where are you hearing this from? Who are you cheering on? Again, this is the 10th meeting in the bound era between these 2 squads. And boy, has it been everything that we could have wanted and more, but for a different reason. You know, coming into this game, the last 3 games combined have averaged 21 runs per game. Here we have 5 so far, and it's kind of flipped the script according to how this series has gone overall.
Yeah, pitchers have done a really good job working around the zone, mixing their pitches. You know, to be honest, the defense hasn't had to make a ton of plays. There's been a lot of strikeouts in this game.
And again, as we mentioned in the pregame, in this series alone, 75% of the runs have come in the 4th inning or beyond. And so far, the runs have come plenty here in the first 3.
Ooh.
That was a close one.
Yeah, another really good pitch there from Potabom. Looked like it might have caught the corner, but called the ball.
So in the end, we draw it 3-1. We're starting off the leadoff man here in the top half of inning number 4. Coon Rapids-Bayard gets to watch that be the strikeout. A heck of an effort. Strikeout number 5 here for Potabom. And now both hurlers with 5 strikeouts in the game.
Second baseman.
As now Max Sherburne stepping on up to the plate. 0 for 1 with, I'll let you guess it, a strikeout. That's just a trending theme here in a pitcher's duel. That one sails up high, and boy, I would have ducked out of cover fast with that one. These guys are just...
you weren't much of an HBP guy, Andrew?
You know what? I hated it. Absolutely. You know, I always hated getting a hit off the hands, too. That one catches the outer edge just fine. I just, you know what? Ask my wife. I just don't do pain all that well. I like myself in a lot of hitters counts. I'll just tell you that. That one gets sent back here, 1-2. Now the count. And Coach John Waddle for Coon Rapids-Bayard, I believe it to be 43 years at the helm of baseball. He has been doing this a long time, and it's really cool because I get the chance to see him at the baseball coaches clinic as well. And boy, he's out there doing the moves, doing the motions. I mean, he might as well be the most limber coach ever. I mean, I tell you what, he is not afraid. And we had Coach Trotsky. Trotsky, we all know him, huge infield extraordinaire. He was going toe-to-toe with Trotsky in terms of the movement. I tell you what.
Yeah, Coach Waddle's been great for the Iowa High School Baseball Coaches Association. He's a Hall of Famer, multi-time presenter. He's great to the young coaches around the state, trying to help them out. And we got an appeal down to first there. It said he went on the swing, so just another strikeout by Potabom, already 2 this inning.
That was a heck of an effort there. It makes it back-to-back Ks. Now Potabom was 6 on the game. And boy, you know, this has given us just about everything. And I say that with just 3 or just 4 combined hits in this one. Very, very intriguing. Here's the 0-0 count here. And a swing through from Kretzinger. He recorded a single his first time up. And boy, it kind of seems here like you got to jump out of the gate here against Potabom. As we're seeing a lot of early strikes here, it seems like that's got to be in Coach Waddle's mind. Get out in front of him. Don't let him take you deep.
Yeah, really working ahead of a lot of hitters, especially with that breaking ball. And it's almost to the point now where you got to start swinging at that pitch early because he's shown he can get it over the plate, and is really relying on that a lot.
The 1-2 delivery here in the top half of inning number 4. And the pitch. Ooh, that one was pretty. And look at the excitement on Potabom there. That is how you do it. Potabom said, hey, guys, don't worry. I'll take this inning. 3 consecutive strikeouts. And that's the first 1-2-3 inning defensively for Kuemper Catholic as they set the Crusaders down.
Yeah, the hat trick there from Potabom. Great inning and really big because the top of the order was coming up, and you definitely don't want to put anyone on when those guys. It's a big win for Potabom going into this next inning with a clean slate, facing the top half of that Coon Rapids lineup that we know can do some damage.
And, of course, we'll give you the bottom half coming on up when we return right here on the IA Baseball Network.
When it comes to protecting your home, you need more than just a contractor. You need a team that you can trust. And at IA Sports, we trust Lion Exteriors. They deliver expert roofing, siding, and exterior solutions built to last because your home deserves the best. With quality craftsmanship, honest service, and stress-free process from start to finish, they make upgrading your home simple and reliable. Whether it's storm damage, a full roof replacement, or a fresh new look, Lion Exteriors has you covered. Contact Noah today or visit lion-exteriors.com and tell them IA Sports sent you to schedule your free inspection. Lion Exteriors, protecting your kingdom.
Welcome on back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here from historic Merchants Park, Scott Pritchard Field in Carroll. The Kuemper Catholic Knights scored 2 in the last inning and then blanked defensively here at Coon Rapids-Bayard to keep it at a 3-2 game. And now we get things rolling as we get the 5-hole man in sophomore Nash Leonard stepping on up. He was the first base runner of the game as he was hit by a pitch. And he takes a look and check swings ball 1. Pitch number 61. It was over 20 pitches in the last inning for Ty Hayden. And now pitch 61 coming on up here. That one too low.
Yeah, and Kuemper not a real power team. The power numbers haven't been there. They found other ways to scratch runs across, but Nash Leonard does lead the team with 3 home runs, tied for the lead in doubles. So if there's going to be a guy to get some extra bases, this is probably going to be the one.
The 2-0 delivery. That one rocketed out there to second. The next pick and fire, and a good strong throw over there will get him out as Sherburne will capture out number 1 of the inning.
The catcher, number 18.
And now that brings up the catcher and freshman Alex Pudens. Again, this Kuemper lineup has had to do a lot with a lot of youth. And again, mostly infield, 1 senior, and that would be Potabom on the mound. But at the plate, takes a look at ball 1 away. Again, infield kind of middle to shallow, or outfield, I should say, middle shallow. Hasn't been a whole lot of hits to speak of, just 4 in this game, as that one provides a little chin music here to the number 6-hole man.
Yeah, outfield for both teams has played really shallow this whole game, and for good reason, right? No one's really shown they can poke one out there. So taking away those little blue pits, is kind of on the mind of both coaches here.
And that one was swung through check, but nonetheless, strike 1. Man, again, this is such a great venue that it's just fun. We still got a packed house here. That one gets away from him here. As now we draw the count 3-1. But again, your chance to go ahead and nominate every single weekend. On Saturday, go ahead and nominate on anywhere across social media or iabaseball1@gmail.com. And then Sunday on the iBaseball Facebook page, you can go ahead and vote. The power is in your hands. You can nominate, you can vote, get them out in mass numbers, and go ahead and get that vote in. We've already had a couple of Pleasantville Players of the Week, and of course, all across the state. Go ahead and get your nominations in. And that one was a heck of a pitch. Strikeout number 6 on the day here for Hayden. And boy, both hurlers right now, they're on pace to get double digits.
Yeah, good job there with 2 strikes, throwing that heater just off the plate and making Prudence, extend the zone there and getting yet another strikeout.
Mayhall stepping up. And stop me if you've heard this before, a strikeout victim as he swings through that one for strike 1. Again, this was everything that we have wanted and more. Historically said this was going to be a shootout. Right now, more of a pitcher's duel. A swing through there for strike 2. And these two teams have been on a heck of a collision course here this year. Coon Rapids-Bayard just 1 loss on the season so far. 5 here for Kuemper Catholic. And that will be strikeout number 7. It's a 1-2-3 inning here in the bottom half of inning number 4. And we're going to go ahead and bring you a brand fresh new inning as we get to the later stages. But before we go, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, check out the insulated light that you can see from up to half a mile or more away. You know what, Quinn? I know that you hate it. I hate it. Shocking yourself to test if your fence is working. You know what? That's old school. Right now, go ahead and get the LED insulated light that you can pick onto almost any type of post out there. Run the wire right underneath of it, and voila. That's all you have to do.
It's the worst part of my day every morning, checking that darn fence.
Checking that fence. Oh, man, it gets you. Sometimes it gets you going, but, man, is it a pain. Hey, check it out. Eliminate the pain, eliminate the shock. Check them out today at insulates.com.
.62, Coach. 62. First out. We're doing this so that the kids can continue to play. Like we used to enjoy playing when I was in high school. I understand how fun it was, and I want that same fun to be had by the kids now. So that's why we need more officials to keep these games going on.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting started. It is a brand new inning, and it's the top of the lineup here for Coon Rapids-Bayard. Cal Hayden, who has walked and popped out in 2 trips. The 0-1 gets sent way out of play, 0-2.
Did you park your car over there, Andrew?
Oh, no, I thought about it.
Okay. Just making sure.
Sometimes I may park where I'm not supposed to, but I'd rather do that than have a spiderweb windshield all the way home, you know? Back windshield, all that. Ugh.
Yeah, I made sure I was in deep corner.
That one is poked out there, and that will find the outfield grass in left field, and really wide turn there at first. That was really the first ball that left in a hurry here in this game. And Cal Hayden picks up his first knock of the ball game.
Yeah, Cal did a great job there. You know, on a ball in the outer half, really let it get deep and drove that thing into left, and then took a really aggressive turn at first. And left fielder for Kuemper got that ball in quick, held him to a single.
So here we go with Ty Hayden up at the plate. He's been hit by pitch twice.
Ooh.
And that one, no go. Have to wait now. You know, those calls come late.
Yeah. You know, some umps will give you that kind of
a little bit of grace.
That loud strike call right away. We are definitely not getting that here. And another opportunity here, we've talked about it almost, it seems like every inning with this Coon Rapids team, but would not be surprised at all with no outs trying to get a guy to second base if Cal doesn't try to get a read here and take off.
The stolen base leader here, and he does. And now there will be a throw, and that will be too high. Not far enough, though, to get him to third, but stolen base number 24 on the season for Cal Hayden. And now Ty Hayden with a 1-1 count. Nobody out. Man, certainly, after getting hit by pitch twice, you would like to have some type of redemption here. The 1-1 delivery coming on up. And steps on off to take a look at the runner at second. So again, as always, make sure to check out High and Tight every Monday. Caden Nissen and myself dive into the week that was and the week that will be across Iowa high school baseball. And as always, please send us via social media or, of course, email. Send us the highlight clips. So mom, dad, brother, sister, grandma, grandpa, cousin once removed, get out there. We want to see all the action. That one is called strike 3. The swing through is called. And strikeout number 8 for Potabom.
Yeah, good pitch that really tied him up, made him check that swing, and the umpire says he went. Get one of the strongest hitters, not this on this team, but one of the stronger hitters in the state out with a guy in scoring position. That's a big out from Potabom.
Culbertson has come now up. He has been a sacrifice machine. 2 for 2 in sacrifices.
Yeah, and I think for Kuemper, another interesting thing to note here, you get the pitch count, you take a look at that, he's up to next pitch coming is going to be 83. So you're getting to that point now where you get a couple guys on for Coon Rapids. You might need to look at, someone else coming into this game for Kuemper. And we talked about that before the game, that this could come down to, if it's a tight game, what bullpen can kind of hold the line here. So we'll really see, what Kuemper decides to do here later in this game.
And so this is arguably the most critical junction of this game here. Yeah, like you talked about, the pressure's put on, and boy, the way it's going right now, you can't rely on a hit fest up to this point.
Yeah, for sure. If you're Kuemper, Ty, he had the one inning where he gave up a couple, but he's really racking up strikeouts, and they're struggling to barrel the ball. So any extra run here is just going to make it that much tougher. You got to do just everything you can to keep the ball around the zone and keep this a one-run game.
The 0-1 count now coming on up here. Potabom looking for strikeout number 9. And just he wanted to get it out there for sure.
Yeah, kind of the double pickoff move there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what.
He's giving us some entertainment value at the very least. He's on to pitch number 84 of the game. And here it comes. That one's sailing wide out of the zone here, 1-1. Just 4 combined hits, 2 apiece for both squads, and they have 5 combined runs. And this is very intriguing here, as we'll see. The script has been flipped here based off of the series that has been in the past. And the next pitch. Still looking to use that breaker off the edge there, and you got to be careful with that because you leave that one in the wrong spot, and we're going to have a hard hit ball pretty quickly. The next pitch. Tried to break it there, but that one, just a cement mixer, finds its way too far inside, and we go 3-1. It's been a back-and-forth battle. 2 runs in the bottom of the third had broken the 3-0 lead here for Coon Rapids, as that one is muffled but not in, and it gets dropped. It did make its way to the outfield grass, but still dropped, and 2 runners. And oh boy, 87 pitches down, and your ace is in jeopardy of falling out of this game.
Yeah, did a good job there tying up the hitter, getting one off the hands, and looked like a routine play that he makes, 99 times out of 100, and just took his eye off it at the last second, and that's a big time error that, could cost him here.
And we'll see what does as Blake Hayden, who is responsible for all 3 of Coon Rapids-Bayard's runs, steps on up to the plate. And gosh, just the guy you didn't need if you're Kuemper Catholic right now, the guy you want if you're Coon Rapids-Bayard. And the look, the fire. And he'll take strike one. How aggressive do you get if you're Blake Hayden right now?
Yeah, I mean, he's shown that he's throwing the ball over the plate. I think you gotta look to attack here, especially with runners in scoring position. You got to look to drive a ball, and he's, shown earlier in the game that he can do that.
So the 0-1 delivery coming on up here from Potabom, and he'll step on off. He's had 8 strikeouts so far in this one, and he has been on point and as strong as we thought he would be coming into this game. He has nailed it, and he has only given up 2 hits up to this point. Next pitch, that's a slow roller out there to short, and they'll connect in second, and the double play, no go. That one gets away. And meanwhile, Cal Hayden will cross the plate. That was going to look to be a beautiful turn double play, but it just gets off the glove end, and that one sails, and it scores 1. It's now 4-2.
Yeah, kind of a tailor-made double play there, and it looked like they might have it. And it looks like Coach Bart is going to come out and ask maybe about a potential slide at second here. I'm not sure what else he could be asking about. But, yeah, big opportunity missed there for Kuemper to get a double play and get out of that inning. And it looked like Nash just took his eye off it at the last second and missed that ball.
So now a couple errors here for the home squad, and they come in this inning alone. It's been a tough inning defensively, and again, it's just 2 runs that you're down by. But at this point, the way the defense is playing, the way that the pitching is going, that might as well equate to a 10-run lead. So with a runner on first, 1 run has come home here on the top half of inning number 5. It's a 4-2 advantage here, Coon Rapids-Bayard, as Coon Rapids-Bayard out of the Rolling Valley Conference looking for win number 18 on the season. And now Jace Baker back on up. He's walked and struck out in 2 trips. Represents batter number 5 of the inning. Gets a swing through on that one for strike 1. There are 2 down here. But there's already been 1 run home here in the infield. They're not going to let much in. The corners are in double play depth for the middle infield. That one too far out of the zone, and as you can kind of see out there, outfield in now has all come into shallow. It's now shallow all across there. They just really don't want to give up any infield hits or have any infield damage.
Yeah, really come in on the infield, and they're pinching the middle here, kind of playing for that little flare.
It's kind of with Potabom, he's kind of that pitcher where you can strategize all the way down to that minute detail, right? You can strategize, hey, I'm going to try and get that weak pop-up or that weak flare, and we've already seen that here. That's got to be pretty relaxing here for the coaching staff anyway. That one sails a bit too high. We draw the count even at 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. 1 runner on here. It's a 4-2 ball game. And he'll look and he'll fire on home. Tried to backdoor that slider there and draws it full now, 3-2. Now pitch number 95 coming on up. And you're just thankful he's not a freshman in the freshman pitching rules, but you're still getting dangerously close.
Yeah, and with a full count, 2 outs, the runner will be in motion here. Wouldn't be surprised to see a pick a move here.
And that will be right up the middle where it goes. And a step on second. And that one will get out number 3. But not before. The lead has now doubled here for Coon Rapids-Bayard. They put 1 more run on the board. And it's a 4-2 advantage. Kuemper will come back and try to answer with 8, 9, and 1 due on up. And we'll be back right here on the IA Baseball Network.
Hey guys, in the world of baseball, plenty that you're trying to improve upon, right? As you're looking to become the best overall player, well, one of those ways is to help improve your swing, right? And one of the ways that iBaseball loves to help improve your swing
with the batting donut. That's right, the batting weight that comes in 9 and 16 ounce varieties and is built to help strengthen that swing. Covered in a durable non-scratch silicone, finished in the signature pink, blue, or chocolate frosting, they are built to protect your bat, elevate your training, and stand out on deck. So whether you're stepping up to the box for the first time or gearing up for your next showcase, the batting donut is ready to
Sweeten your swing with the batting donut. The batting.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you coming along for the ride. We have some voting going on here, and Emmett, hey, I vote Charlie Mayhall, and hey, a lot of us would agree with you, Emmett. Again, thanks for taking the time, making this a part of your day. And let's get back to it here, ladies and gentlemen, as we get going here. Ty Hayden back on the mound for Coon Rapids-Bayard.
Yeah, nine outs to work with here. If you're Kuemper, got to try to string some quality at bats together, get some guys on base.
Kupik up at the plate, the 1-0. Evens up at 1 apiece. Again, you see right over there, again, third base really in here for Coon Rapids-Bayard, and it's just kind of intriguing to me as that one is swung on there for the strike. It seems as though that's kind of that game plan. Now they're taking it back a little bit with 2 strikes, but they're really trying to avoid those little dribblers.
Yeah, and maybe also trying to take away, the bunt game a little bit from a guy that, maybe they've seen lay one down in some games they've scouted. And, when you have coaches that, have had as much success and experience as Coach Waddle and Coach Barter, you're going to see those types of position moves and that kind of game planning.
After the 8th strikeout of the day here for Hayden, Vanami stepping on up. He was a bunt single his first trip up. He's 1 for 1. He sends that left field, and that will come down. That will roll all the way to the wall, and that'll get a runner heading on over to second. Do we have more? No, he stays put there. And boy, ambush tactics right there, Quinn, get a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, the first ball we've seen really barreled up all day for the Knights and pushes it down the line. Thought maybe he was going to try to stretch that into a triple there, but good job, put a good swing on it, got the barrel out in front, and really drove that ball.
Just the first extra base hit of the game here for Kuemper, and it comes in a much-needed situation.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's the first extra base hit of the game. I don't know if we've seen one from either team before that.
It is that kind of a night where it has just been pitching dominance here. As, again, runner standing on second here, and now the 0-1 count to the leadoff man and Noah Ryman, who is 0 for 1 with a walk. The 0-1 count, that gets away. And a late break. Are they going to get the throw off? They will not.
And we've seen this a couple times where, when there's no one on base and we see Ty right around the zone and no problems with that, with pass balls, wild pitches, and then, you get someone on to make them different look. Maybe the catcher's going through some signs, gets a little tighter, and now we've seen a number of those balls back to the backstop that have really cost Coon Rapids.
And Kuemper, really, give them credit. They've taken advantage. They've stepped up, and they have made it work. Just 2 hits for them on the game so far. They have been as all over the base pass as possible. The 4-2 ball game, the 2-1 delivery coming on up. Outside edge, paints it perfectly, 2-2. That outside edge. Yeah, you got to kind of defend that at this point. It's been fairly consistent up to this point, but you really got to fight that edge.
Yeah, especially with 2 strikes here, you got to just drive that thing, ground ball to the right side, and get this run in.
Oh, that was a hard one to lay off there, but he did it. Brings it full 3-2. Ryman so far looking for his first hit. 3 hits for Kuemper. They lead the hit column, but are in a deficit in the run column, 4-2. That one got the strike, and not very happy with that by Ryman. Strikeout number 9 of the game here for Hayden.
Great job by Hayden there, just pounding the zone, challenging these hitters, not giving anyone a free pass.
It has been a hard night offensively for Kuemper Catholic, and they're in jeopardy of going down here in the bottom half of the 5th. Potabom stepping on up. He drove in a run and a sacrifice his second time up. Called time. So a runner on third, 2 down now. You got to get one past the infield in order to plate the third run of the game for the Knights. That one, a deceptive one, files into the strike zone here, 0-1.
Yeah, he really snapped that one off good. That's one of the better pitches he's thrown all night. Really fooled Potabom there. Great way to start the at-bat.
So a pitcher duel here coming on. The 0-1 count with 2 down. Here's the pitch. Sails outside on him. And boy, what a game it has been. 2 in the top half of the first for Coon Rapids-Bayard. They added 1 more in the third, and that was answered by 2 in the bottom half of the third here for Kuemper Catholic. And then Coon Rapids added 1 more in the top half of the 5th. And here we stand right now, a 4-2 ball game. And you know what? Quinn, I've already seen somebody steal home this week. I would not be surprised to see twice. With the 1-2, that might be a little challenging, but we'll see what ends up happening here. And he'll come on home. And he gets the strikeout there. The energy from Ty Hayden. He has now crossed double-digit Ks on the night. He has done everything he has needed to and more. The bend but not break gets him out of the inning.
Yeah, really good job there coming back after that double.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, it's still a 4-2 ball game. We'll be back to give you the top half of inning number 6 right after this here on the IA Baseball Network.
For your best.
Hey guys, in the world of baseball, plenty that you're trying to improve upon, right? As you're looking to become the best overall player. Well, one of those ways is to help improve your swing, right? And one of the ways that IA Baseball loves to help improve your swing with the batting donut. That's right, the batting weight that comes in 9 and 16 ounce varieties and is built to help strengthen that swing. Covered in a durable non-scratch silicone, finished in the signature pink, blue, or chocolate frosting, they are built to protect your bat, elevate your training, and stand out on deck. So whether you're stepping up to the box for the first time or gearing up for your next showcase, the batting donut is ready to
sweeten your swing with the batting donut. The batting
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Top half of inning number 6 right here on the IA Sports YouTube page. Thanks for joining in. Now, whether it's before the game or after the game, go ahead and check out as we get some more substitutions here. Looks like Potabom going over to third as Handlos will exit the third base scene, and Vanami will be doing the pitching duties here.
Yeah, and Vanami on the year, he's been in 6 games, 2-0 record, throwing 15 innings, already 21 Ks and just a 1.4 ERA. So he's definitely one of their kind of high leverage guys that they've really used in tight games.
Strike one here as we keep rolling up as Eli McAllister is up to the plate. McAllister so far has struck out twice in 2 trips. 1-1 count here. Now here's the delivery. That one has to duck out of danger for that one, 2-1. Again, 95 pitches here for Potabom, the starter, as he went 5 innings worth of work, 8 strikeouts. He'll be credited with the loss should it continue to go in that way. Again, 3 hits for Kuemper Catholic, 2 for the visiting Coon Rapids-Bayard squad, and that one is swung on, strike 2. A full count now to the leadoff man here in the inning. 7-hole, 6-hole man, and Eli McAllister. So the 3-2 is in there for the strikeout. Vanami coming on in, and he does what he needs to do. Gets the strikeout, his first of the game, and boy, that was much needed here, because if you can get the chance to knock it to the top of the lineup, that's going to be a plus here defensively for Kuemper.
Yeah, 100%. Picked up right where Potabom left off, just pounding the zone and getting guys to swing and miss on that breaking ball.
Okay, Oswald stepping on up and has to duck for cover on that one.
Speaking of breaking balls, missed with that one by 4 or 5 feet.
Just a bit outside. Oswald 0 for 2. He has popped out and grounded out, or struck out, I should say, in 2 trips. Takes a look at ball 2. Beautiful venue and a great backdrop here. Absolutely. The sky turning out the different shades there, a little purple pink, but man, what a great night brewing here in Carroll at Merchants Park. Absolutely stellar time here, as this is the 10th overall matchup between these 2 squads in the bound era.
Yeah, and you'll see, beyond the right field fence there, we have some slow pitch fields, and anyone who's been around Carroll long enough, knows that 16-inch softballs, been around Carroll for a long time, and the Bud Open has been kind of a tradition here at Carroll. A lot of teams from around the state come play for that, so big crowd over there. There might be more people watching this game, though, beyond the fence than watching the softball right now. We got a good one here.
Yes, we do. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Coon Rapids trying to add on to their 2-run lead. And the pitch. Too far out of the zone here as we put a runner onto the base pass here. The Crusaders so far have had just 1 inning where they haven't reached the bases. So despite it just being a 2-run lead, man, they have constantly put themselves up and put them in pressure. And that's where we see right now. They had the lead because of it. And so with the walk for Oswald, Sherbrun stepping on up. He's had a pair of strikeouts under his belt as well.
About got the jersey there. That was pretty close, working the inside.
The 1-0 delivery coming on up. Vanami on the mound. That one, another inside pitch, 2-0. If you can really, as coach coming on out, a quick conversation here.
Yeah, a couple misses there. I think Coach Bach's going to come out, try to calm him down, try to slow the game down a little bit.
It did seem like a little wild throw in here, as we already are into pitch number 15 on the game here for Vanami. Gives us a chance to go ahead and remind you, High and Tight comes your way on Monday. Hey, make sure to check this one out, because we have our midway season honors here as we go ahead and give who our all-star teams would be. Cade Nissen, myself, Andrew Brown, as well as Eric Henry also joining in to give our who would be our all-stars for each class. And if you have any thoughts, go ahead and hit us up. We've already had a few nominations, so let us know. Keep it rolling right here as we keep it rolling with a 2-0 count and the pitch. Too far out of the zone here to the number 8-hole man in Sherburne. Again, who 0 for 2, but a chance to find his way onto the base pass for the first time. Here's the 3-0. That one just about let her high, finds it and seals it for a strike, 3-1. Again, great spot for a baseball here. I mean, you got those softball fields out to the right. That looks like the water park out to your left. Carroll softball field off to your left as well. Next pitch too far out of the zone. A 5-pitch walk puts runners on first and second now. Back-to-back walks, and surely not what you want to see after coming out onto the mound as Coach Bach was doing.
Looks like Coach Waddle maybe going to call a conference here. Wouldn't be surprised, even though there's one out, wouldn't be surprised for him to maybe put down a bunt, try to make Kuemper make a play, especially with Potabom. You know, he threw a lot of pitches. Now he moves over to third, hasn't seen, got any reps over there in this game. So maybe put some pressure on him, see if they can't get another runner over to third.
And certainly, with every single moment that goes by, more pressure-packed situations occur, and we get that right here. One down, and truly, the way things have gone, you can't really guarantee hits. I mean, 5 hits so far in this game total, and there have also been 3 errors. So you just don't know what's going to happen, but you know both of these teams can find a way other than hitting the ball to score runs.
Yeah, we've seen runs scored on wild pitches, pass balls, errors. Not a lot of runs scored by driving the ball hard to the outfield.
Kretzinger up at the plate. He is 1 for 2. He had a bunt single, or just a normal single, back in the second. He also struck out back in inning number 4, the only inning in which Coon Rapids-Bayard went 1-2-3. Here's the empty count. And that one just below letter high on the inner edge, called strike. So again, game number 10 in the Bound era, dating back to the early 2000s. That one proves why there should be a screen there at all times. And boy, I believe that the screen had been updated to go longer here a little while ago. But ultimately, you got to love the setup here because there's no metal fencing, no metal poles in any view here.
Yeah, for a long time they had the old, the chicken wire, the metal fencing. So yeah, they put up some new netting, extended it to cover kind of the extended bleachers down both lines. I'm sure, especially with the crowds you're going to get at the state tournament, you don't want a sharp one over there whacking somebody. So
that's for sure.
Some good upgrades here.
The 1-2 count coming on up here. Vanami has come in, pitcher number 2 of the game for Kuemper Catholic, as that one goes for a ball. He comes in relief of Potabom, who went 95 pitches deep, 5 innings worth of action, 8 strikeouts. So the starter did what he needed to do, and now defensively, they're trying to get out of this inning. Meanwhile, Kuemper being very patient at the plate. That one was a tough call. In the end, brings it full. And this is the number 9 hitter who, again, is showing just as much patience at the plate as 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah, that one just missed off the plate. And it's got to be tough for the Knights knowing who's coming up, in the next 2 spots for Coon Rapids. So huge pitch here with full count, runners on first and second.
Already 1 strikeout in the game here for Vanami. Would love to grab another one here, and he keeps those runners back. Oswald stands on second. Sherburne stands on first. There's been 5 combined hits, 6 combined runs, 2 combined errors, and a swing through on that. That was a much-needed strikeout. The fans very appreciative of that, as out number 2 brings up the top of the lineup here for the Crusaders.
Yeah, and a big-time strikeout here. And here's, I think I wouldn't be surprised at all if Coach Sparta brings back in Potabom here. We talked about this at the beginning of the game. He's done this a few times this year. I believe he has 15 pitches left. So does have a little more left in the tank, it seems. No official word yet who's moving where, who's going onto the mound, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if they give him back the ball here.
It looks like Vanami goes back to center. And I think you're right. They're going to get Potabom back out on the mound. He has 95 pitches right now, according to our unofficial mark here. But again, 95 pitches. I mean, the leash isn't very long here. I mean, it's not just a coach decision. You're bound to only a handful of pitches at this point.
Yeah, 100%. And look, there's 2 outs, and Coach Sparta, really put him in to face these 2 guys, right? And they're looking for a quick out here.
So with runners on first and second here, again, Cal Hayden coming on up to the plate. He gets the chance. I mean, last time up, he had a screamer of a shot. It ended up being a single, but a screamer to left field. He's effectively 1 for 2, and he did walk back in the first. But, boy, this is the matchup, folks. This is it right here. Potabom and Hayden battling it out here. Potabom on the mound, 8 strikeouts. Boy, would he love to find double digits as well. So far, we have 18 combined strikeouts here in this game. Again, 8 belonging to Potabom. Here we go. Let's buckle up. Here's looking. He'll fire home. That one, a sharp grounder out there to second. And the pick fire and a race to the bag goes in favor of Kuemper Catholic. So what a way to do that. 1 pitch into it, and he gets the out. And, boy, you couldn't have asked for anything better because you could potentially bring him back out for another inning or so.
Yeah, that exactly what Coach Sparta was looking to do there. Get a quick out, like I said, and he flips a nice curve in there and gets Cal to roll over into that shift that they had positioned perfectly.
And, of course, with that, we get the chance to now dive into the bottom half of the 6th when we return. And when we come back, it will be Potabom, Cook, Leonard due up for the Knights right after this on the IA Baseball Network.
When it comes to protecting your home, you need more than just a contractor. You need a team that you can trust. And at IA Sports, we trust Lion Exteriors. They deliver expert roofing, siding, and exterior solutions built to last, because your home deserves the best. With quality craftsmanship, honest service, and stress-free process from start to finish, they make upgrading your home simple and reliable. Whether it's storm damage, a full roof replacement, or a fresh new look, Lion Exteriors has you covered. Contact Noah today or visit lion-exteriors.com and tell them IA Sports sent you to schedule your free inspection. Lion Exteriors, protecting your kingdom.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have the same pitcher back on the mound here for Kuemper Catholic and Ty Hayden. He has matched his jersey number in strikeouts, 10 on the day. And now Tommy Potabom will oppose him. And it's getting down to their final 6 outs here. They've got to make something. They've got to make something going, and they got to do it fast. Strike 1 on the swing through there.
Yeah, and Ty still looks really sharp, snapping off that good breaking ball, getting really weak swings from the Knights.
The next pitch, too far out of the zone, lays off that one wisely here. Again, in the 10th overall meeting between these two squads, Kuemper holds the edge 6-3. That one and a chopper out there to third. All the way across the diamond it goes from the grass, and that is good. Gulbertson with the out. And you see where that play ended up happening on the grass. He was already there waiting for that. Again, both of these coaches know that there's not a lot of hard hit balls, and it's seeming like we're seeing that in the defensive play.
Yeah, great positioning there, and really comes and gets the big hop there and makes a strong throw to first.
So now Ben Cook up 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Looking to change his tides here. His team down by 2. And he lays off of that one 1-0. Again, it's been, as we take a look, we'll give you what's been going on so far as they get the batter's box all set. 2 in the first, 1 in the third, 1 in the fifth here for Coon Rapids-Bayard. Meanwhile, 2 in the third for Kuemper Catholic, and that's where we sit right now. A 1-0 count here to Poundabomb as he sends that one out of play.
Ooh, some oohs and ahs over there. That might have got a vehicle.
And boy, I've gone home with a spider web back windshield. I gotta say, it's not fun. Scared at going 20 miles an hour down the road, so you don't have an extra wind gust behind you. You know what I mean? And
yeah, I made sure to get my truck way back in the corner. I got no shot at getting hit, so I think I'm clear tonight.
The 93rd pitch goes for strike number 2 here. And you're kind of getting into that realm here with Hayden. You know, where do we've seen what they've been able to do, just nibble a little bit with him and his pitching. And you kind of wonder, although Coon Rapids-Bayard has shown a good propensity to have good depth in that bullpen. So we'll see where that ends up. But you kind of got to wonder, you're rolling with the hot hand now. When it changes, anything can happen.
Yeah, only 4 outs to get here, 93 pitches, so we'll see.
A swing through on that one, gets the strikeout. He has now eclipsed 11 Ks on the day. It is a strikeout fest here for Ty Hayden. And gosh, as we think about early player of the game, you know what? You've got Cal Hayden up there. You've got other guys who have just been rocking it here. Blake Hayden, Jace Baker, all those guys, McAllister, as we talked about. But the guy on the mound right now is clearly, I think, leading that race. A swing through for strike 1. Leonard is 0 for 1, but hit by pitch back in the second. He's looking for his first hit, team's 4th, should he connect. That one low and lays off of that one here at 1-1. So 2 down here. Kuemper trying to add something back. They haven't scored since the third. That one foul tip, but back in the glove it goes, 1-2. Again, all their scoring action came in the third inning, and since then they've been scoreless. They're trying to answer back. They hold the series edge 6-3. Lays off of that one here for the even count.
Yeah, good pitch there with 2 strikes. Fastball, still bringing it. Looks like hasn't lost velocity at all. Still looks really strong out there as he gets close to 100 pitches.
That one gets lifted out there. That'll find the outfield grass. Good cut out there and left by McAllister as that will get things rolling here. Heck of an effort.
Yeah, good piece of hitting there by Nash. Nash Leonard with 2 strikes, goes down, gets that ball, drives it to left field, but really good job cutting that ball off by the left fielder because that ball, he doesn't get in front of that ball and it takes a little skid, that goes all the way to the fence and Nash is probably on third base.
The way that his speed is, absolutely no doubt about that. Alex Putin stepping on up, 0 for 2. struck out in the fourth. That man, he would love to connect here, keep this little streak going. Lays off a ball one on the outside. Man, the hits have been rather hard to come by. Even though right now it's a hits edge here for Kuemper, they find themselves down 4-2.
And Coach Waddle going to come out and talk here as Ty Hayden gets over 100 pitches. Probably just going to go see how he's feeling and where he's at. I'm sure he hasn't been up to this high of pitches very many times this year.
Yeah, you just kind of got to have that conversation, maybe what's going on. I'm with you here on this one. I think that, maybe kind of strategizing what's going on. I see pointing out there, and I know we always love to lip read, right? And but boy, you're at 100 and at 101. You're right now. And so there's more of a, hey, do this needs to happen right now. That's a strong pointing action that we have going on there.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty one-sided strong conversation out there from Coach.
And the one thing about Coach Waddle that you really got to appreciate is there's always a teaching moment. Even though you have right now 11 strikeouts on the day, right? You have absolutely dominated on the mound. There is never a time in which it's not a teachable moment. The 2-0 count as we resume action. 2 down, the pitch. Just off the elbow, letter high, strike one.
Yeah, and that's a big-time pitch because you give up the 2-strike hit, and then you come out and kind of miss with 2 off the plate, and then really needed to hammer one right down the middle there, and that's exactly what he did.
The 2-1 delivery coming on up, and he went up the ladder. And, of course, going with him was Pudens. Unable to connect. Here we draw the count even. A runner on base. That's been in short supply for either team here today. Now a look. And he'll fire on home. And he gets him right up the ladder he goes. Boy, what a day it has been on the mound. Ty Hayden, as impressive of an outing as you could ever get. He punches out number 12 of the game, and he sets down the threat here for Kuemper Catholic.
Yeah, great job finishing off that inning. Like I said before, still look strong, still bringing it with plenty of velocity, still snapping off those breaking pitches, and it's going to be really interesting as we move into the 7th here. Sitting at 104 pitches, so gets 6 more to try to finish this game, or can obviously finish the hitter if he gets to 110 during an at bat. So we'll see what happens in the 7th if Coon Rapids has to try to go to a bullpen arm, or if he's going to be able to finish this game.
And we'll find all that out coming on up after this, right here on the IA Baseball Network.
Hey guys, in the world of baseball, plenty that you're trying to improve upon, right? As you're looking to become the best overall player. Well, one of those ways is to help improve your swing, right? And one of the ways that IA Baseball loves to help improve your swing with the batting donut. That's right, the batting weight that comes in 9 and 16 ounce varieties and is built to help strengthen that swing. Covered in a durable non-scratch silicone, finished in the signature pink, blue, or chocolate frosting. They are built to protect your bat, elevate your training, and stand out on deck. So whether you're stepping up to the box for the first time or gearing up for your next showcase, the batting donut is ready to
sweeten your swing with the batting donut. The batting.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pitcher-on-pitcher battle here as Ty Hayden stepping on up here for the 4th trip here. He has been hit by a pitch twice and has struck out. And he ducks recover on that one as he takes ball 1.
And speaking of pitch counts, the Knights sticking with Potabom after re-entering me into that pitching position last game. He sits at 97, so about 13 to work with here in the last inning.
The next pitch, he's making do of it, gets strike 1. And gosh, you really have to be more dialed in on your pitches now than ever before. But on the other end, it might backfire, right? You're trying to make the perfect pitch, you never know what could happen.
Yeah, 100%. If you're the pitcher, you can't worry about that at all or pay any attention to that. You just go out there, try to execute the pitches that are called for you.
And now a 1-2 count here. Potabom has come back into the game after an inning away. And, of course, the sky's darkening just a bit here. Right now, as it stands, if we did happen to have something called, it probably would stand as a full game. That one, a shot that finds its way into the glove at third. Heck of a throw. Did he get him? Whoa! Pelos with an absolute fire as he had to go second base side just to capture that one, and the stride was perfect. That was as perfect as the play if you could make it.
Yeah, that's a great play by Hanlos, who, just came into this game in the last inning, immediately thrown into action, makes a great play on that ball to his left, and then makes a really strong throw to get Ty Hayden out at first.
That was impressive here, and it just goes to show these two teams, they're trading blows defensively as well as that one goes for strike. And boy, you're down here, you're getting into the seventh, and we are all, none of these teams are lightening up at all. They are keeping their composure. That one chopped here to the right side, 0-2 now the count. But if you're Coon Rapids, you certainly want to keep that pressure on, especially now. You get a runner on, you're almost guaranteed to not go past one more batter. Depending on how things go here. And you kind of have the advantage. If you play the patient game, that's not something that, with only a handful of pitches left, that Potabom can do.
Yeah, definitely getting towards the end of the line here for Potabom, and it'd be interesting. Maybe they just do the same switcheroo they did last time and put Vanami right back into the game.
Vanami did have a pair of strikeouts in his time. Again, just a few innings under his belt. But boy, that would be something to come back in here. Two pitchers, make it the distance. Both pitchers so far, Potabom and Hayden, 104 pitches. 105 here. As that one gets sent high, this would be a huge out. Could he make the catch? And he does. Wow. Oh, that's goosebumps right there, ladies and gentlemen. That is electric. They needed that out more than anything else right there, and they got it on the pop-up.
Yeah, big-time play there by Pudens. That's a second play he's made on a ball like that where he's had to range way far away from his catcher position, run over towards that Coon Rapids dugout and make that play, and it's so hard because that ball's coming way back to the field. It's so easy to overrun that. Two great plays, and like you said, gives Potabom a chance to finish this game.
Hayden Blake stepping on up. He's been the most dangerous hitter here for the Crusaders, as he has driven in three of the 4 runs for Coon Rapids-Bayard. The 0-1 delivery. That one rocketed out there. Pick up deep in the hole, and the fire to first get him. Heck of a play out there at second here by Ryman, and that will set up the do-or-die bottom of the 7th. And boy, do we have a fun one in here. Buckle up. We got a half inning left. There's a whole lot more in store when we return right here on the IA Baseball Network.
Sportsmanship means doing what's right, treating your opponent with respect, no matter the score.
The guy across from you works really hard to get to where he's at, so you should respect him. Respect all the work he's put in.
It always goes back to the golden rule, treat people how you would like to be treated.
I'm sure if you play sports, you've been around people who are unkind during the sport, but it makes it better when everybody's kind. You're out there playing a sport, you're out there to have fun. You can still want to win, but always be kind. Remember, that's a human.
Nothing you can say from the stands is going to change the call that they make on the field. No matter how hard you yell at them, they're going to stick with the call on the field. So it doesn't really help much. But what does help is encouraging your team when they're down, when the call doesn't go their way. Instead of yelling at the officials, try to help encourage your team and get them out of the funk that they're in, and try and get them in the right direction.
Hey, thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. The bottom half of the 7th brought to you by the great folks at Insolites at Insolites.com, the LED flashing insulated light that you can put onto any type of post, and you can use it to help your electric fences. That's right, all the great benefits, plus helps keep what you want out, and what's in.
Shortstop.
All right, buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Coach Barta tell his hitters to come in here and take a pitch. Really need some base runners, but also what it does is really tries to get Ty out of this game and make Coon go to another arm.
And the next pitch, too far, low bounces here for a 1-1. And gosh, it's kind of that chess match you got to play now. Hayden working on pitch 107 of the ball game. And again, 115 is the mark that you got to be 110, is the mark that you got cut off on. So you only have 4 pitches right now if you're Hayden. Not a lot of wiggle room. And the 1-1.
Just misses off the plate. Good pitch there, but just missed. And you see Ty turning around and checking that pitch count ticker, that's out by the scoreboard. And, we talked about this before. As a pitcher, you really just got to try to execute, throw strikes, and not worry about that pitch count.
3-1, pitch 109 coming on up for the Crusader hurler, and the 3-1. A nice two-seamer bit right back in the zone here, 3-2. This is
last batter of the game, no matter
what. Here we go, 3-2 delivery. And that one is poked out there into the outfield grass. Energy here from the fans, from the dugout. And there you go.
And for Kuemper, it's just what you need, right? You got to have base runners. Big time hit there.
Mayhall's first hit of the ball game comes in a very big situation. And now we're going to have, by default, a pitching change. 110 pitches, 11 strikeouts here through 6 innings worth of work on the mound. 6+ innings here for Ty Hayden. And boy, you got to give it up for the guy. He did everything he could. He laid it all on the mound here today. And that was
62, Coach. 62. First out. We're doing this so that the kids can continue to play. Like we used to enjoy playing when I was in high school. I understand how fun it was.
Move Ty Hayden to catcher and move Blake Hayden, who was catching, to third.
Moves to catcher.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us back in here. Sorry for the little technical glitch. We're back at it. Hopefully you can continue to watch wherever you are all across the great country here. IA Sports YouTube has plenty of chances for you to check out other great things, including one of our new series, Bump Day. And Bump Day is a chance where we get to follow some of the top pitchers in the state, follow what their pitch day would look like, and give you a glimpse into some of the really intriguing stories and storylines that surround all of these pitchers and teams. It's always fun, Quinn, to get to do this. I mean, from Cade, myself, Eric, at one point last week, we were at all different corners. I was on the west side. Eric was on the east side at Field of Dreams. I was in Sioux City, and Cade was right smack in the middle in Waukee. So anywhere you want us to take us, we'll go. So let's get going, ladies and gentlemen. And Caden Kopix is up, and boy, he's going to have to get something rolling here. They have 4 hits. They have a runner on the base pass, but they need to get something rolling even faster here. Strike 1 is how we start things off, and boy, you really got to be calculated, I think, here, Quinn, because even with the hitting, you don't want to hit yourself into a double play, that's for sure. The 0-1 delivery, and that one gets away. Runner's taken off, and there will be a runner on second as Mayhall stands in scoring position.
Yeah, and Kopic on the year, one of the hitters who struggled a little bit to start the year for this team, hitting under 200. Actually wouldn't be surprised to maybe see him square here, see if we can get the defense moving a little bit.
He'll take strike two. Right off the knees here. 1-2 the count. Again, not many pitchers used. It's been a pitcher's duel here today. This is now just the second pitcher here in Culbertson for Coon Rapids-Bayard. The 1-2 delivery. Wisely lays off that one in the dirt, 2-2.
Good hold there. That's a pretty good pitch there with 2 strikes. Try to get him to chase, and he held off.
Here from Merchants Park, game number 10 of the all-time series between Coon Rapids-Bayard and Kuemper Catholic. We have a 2-2 count, 1 on second, nobody out. That's a high chopper out there to third. Has to come up on the run, and the dart to first. That'll get him. Boy, that was a much harder play than it looked like.
Yeah, 100%. That's a high-pressure play, too. You throw that away, you give up a run, you make it into a one-run game. That guy gets to second, so big-time play there. And again, catches the whole game. They move him to third. Hasn't got any reps over there the whole game. Ball finds him immediately, makes a really strong throw. Big time out from Coon Rapids there.
Hayden showing he can do a lot behind the plate and in the field. And, of course, now with a runner on third, 1 down, we move to the number 9 hole in Vanami, who has been pretty effective here. He's 2 for 2. He struck a big double back in the 5th. So right now, ironically, the number 9 hole guy is the one that you probably want up the most right now. He's been very effective here. Culbertson on the mound here with the pitch. That one sails a bit here.
Yeah, and with Coon Rapids, 2-run lead here, so they got the whole infield's playing back except for Kyle Hayden over at first, who's way in. So he's going to be able to take away that weak ground ball to right. Probably hold the runner at third. Any other ground ball is likely going to score a run here.
And, of course, as we mentioned, as that one's too low, counted for ball 3. You know what? They back up just a little bit here, but right field's about middle depth. Left and center, boy, they're more shallow than anything. You get something that goes to the wall, I mean, you're definitely played in one and getting yourself in scoring position. And some energy here right now, Quinn. We have 2 runners on, 1 down. A chance to try and break through this one. It's the bottom of the 7th, so electricity is going to happen regardless.
Second baseman, number 9, Noah Ryman.
Yeah, that's a big walk. Now you get the winning run at the plate. You get a 1st and 3rd situation. Coach Sparta could definitely put on a play here. We could run. You could do a leave early, try to get the defense to make a mistake here, try to get a balk call.
And they're trying to do that over there at first. I mean, by any means, you don't want this to turn into a game-ending type of play. Coach Barta out there making the signs. And, boy, I think he's one of the best at that. I think he's got some good hand speed when it comes to that.
Yeah, you mentioned the outfield playing a little shallow in center and left. If this ball does get to a gap, there's for sure going to be a tie game and with a runner at second or maybe third. They are not playing deep at all.
And that's just kind of a little bit confusing. I know Coach Waddle knows far more than I do, but it seems a little bit confusing here. I know that you've put a lot of pressure in, but Hayden is out. Culbertson, it shows a lot of trust in him at least. That one's chopped foul here.
And another thing, we've talked about Kuemper definitely is not a power team, right? Low doubles team, not very many home runs, only 20 doubles on the year through 19 games. So willing to maybe give up some space here to take away that flare.
0-1 count here. Top of the lineup in Ryman up. He's reached base once in 3 trips via the walk. And boy, every pitch has a lot riding on it right now. This is exactly what you wait for. This is what you pay the price of admission for. It's a 4-2 ball game. And now some dancing going on over there at first.
Yeah, and that's 100% just to see if they can get a balk right and get a cheap run. Doing a nice job stepping off.
Oh, and he got it. He got it. He did it. This time it came from third here, Quinn. They got him from both sides, and Culbertson in a really sticky situation.
Yeah. Little quick movement there at third. Get the hesitation on the mound. Balk call, get the run in. Now you got tying run at second, 1 out.
And it's a 2-1 count. And boy, that was mind games right there. I mean, that was serious mind games. Absolutely love how the coaching is playing into this one here. That one's sailing a bit high. Brings it 3-1 now. That was close and certainly not looking to do that.
Right, and I know Coach Barta pretty well. I'm sure he's clenching his fists over there. Probably would have liked to see it, to see him stay in that box and take that pitch, have first and second, 1 out.
Right now, as it stands, runner on second, already one home via the balk. And the pitch. That one gets sent high. That one's playable. Shallow center. It's diving and it falls. Runner taken off the third. There will be no throw. And look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Definitely wasn't the hardest hit ball, but you couldn't have went out there and placed it any better, right? Kind of right in that Bermuda Triangle, and no one really took charge of that and came up, made a call, and made a play. So, again, first and third situation. Looks like Coach Waddle's going to come out, try to calm his guys down. They really need to execute here. Can't afford any more mistakes on the mound.
Boy, and for Kuemper Catholic, you could have had all those events happen in the right time. It needed to happen now. And gosh, that's what you get with that coaching staff here. Bach and Barta, they just make it exciting here. And of course, Waddle on the other end. I think if you're a fan of really strategic play and great coaching, boy, I don't know if you would have gotten a better game here on a Friday night.
For sure. It's been a great game. There's been great pitching. There's been a couple clutch hits, a couple key mistakes that have cost each team. And now Coach Barta, Coach Bach over there talking to his runners and his hitter. Absolutely would not be surprised at all to see some other play put on, see if they can't force another mistake from Coon Rapids.
So as we sit right now, runners on first and second, 1 down. Now already one first and third, one, again, a chance here, a big chance at that. Again, you withdrawn with getting everything that was happened there. I mean, that was just a seeing eye single that found its way in, like you said, and now Potabom with a huge chance, helping his cause out here. Wouldn't that be poetic?
Yeah, and Potabom, only one extra base hit on the year. He's hitting .319, so he does put the ball in play, but only one extra base hit. So he's looking to barrel the ball up, try to get that run in any way he can, keep this inning going.
He has already driven home one on a sacrifice earlier in the game. Bunt attempt, there is a runner taken off, but they will not throw. And that's just some smart play there defensively, too. You don't want to give up the tying run here on a wild throw.
And so what happened there was you had the hitter square around. You had the whole Kuemper dugout yell squeeze to try to get that catcher to look right at third base. And Coach Waddle's going to come out and I think going to argue with this umpire that is the other team trying to manipulate, the other team by yelling squeeze there. And now the umpire is going to go out and have a conversation about this.
I mean, what could really be done here?
I think Coach Waddle's gonna argue that in the rules there that he should be out.
See, and the one of the people who would know that the most is Coach Waddle at this point. So you really kind of we'll see what the call is.
You're gonna leave him there, no change.
He's gonna leave it, no change. All right, having a conversation there. I mean, ultimately, I get it. I mean, that's a tough one. That's a tough one to put in there, though. I mean, as an umpire, that's a tough one. I mean, yes, there was. We did hear it, right? We did hear it squeeze. We did hear the call there, but ultimately, that's a tough one to call him out.
Yep, and they're going to leave him there. Coach Waddle obviously not happy about it. Wanted D out there.
So now runners on second and third. A 1-0 count here. Landon Potabom looking to make a poetic ending here. It's a 4-3 ball game. Kuemper has not led this game at all. And they're going to walk him.
Yep. Up one. They're going to load the bases, play for the double play here. Like I mentioned, Potabom, one of Kuemper's better contact guys. They're probably going to play the middle back here for the double play. I would guess the corners are going to be in, cut this run off at home.
And now, boy, buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are, bases loaded. There's one down, and a double play still in play here. One run has already come home on the balk. So a balk has brought home 1 run shy here for Kuemper Catholic. They found themselves trailing after the first half inning, and they have not seen a lead since. A lead here in this inning would win them the game. Tommy Potabom steps up 0 for 3, a couple grounders under his belt. Let's buckle up here, ladies and gentlemen. It's as we get set. The empty count from Culbertson the pitch. And he gets the strike in there. Boy, this is nerve-wracking for everybody. This is going to be a big win for either squad.
Yeah, big-time pitch there. Got to start out ahead. Can't give any free passes here or throw something in the dirt that's going to get a run across.
Here's the 0-1. Nice job behind the dish. That one is tough. Hayden, I mean, coming in from pitching and coming in to do the catching duties, there's something to be said about that. Also, maybe a good strategic move. Anyway, the 1-1 count here. There is one down. And the delivery. That one's up, and some chin music for ball 2. Boy, the stadium on the edge of their seats here right now. It has been a lead all game here for Coon Rapids-Bayard. That one gets set out of play here. We move it 2-2. Again, 2 runs in the top of the first for Coon Rapids. They added 1 more in the third and the fifth. 2 in the third for Kuemper Catholic anyway. And they have since added 1 here in the bottom of the 7th. That's how we have our 4-3 mark. Now here's the delivery. That one, good stop by Hayden there.
Big time block.
That was huge.
It's a tough pitch, really got out there, went down, and like you said, to pitch the whole game, throw 110 pitches, I'm sure he's gassed at this point. To be put in that spot and make that play, saves the run, maybe saves the game.
So something's going to happen here. We have a full count. Runners will be taken, and they'll make their head. This one gets set left side. It's playable, but no go. Nice diving attempt there.
Yeah, and that would have been interesting. If he would have caught it, it was a run. So, that's a tag situation for sure. So if he dives and catch that ball, this game's tied. So maybe better off for Coon. He didn't catch that ball.
I mean, still a heck of an effort, but yeah, you're right.
100%.
You're right, absolutely. And it's really kind of hard to tell a player don't go after something like that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right. All right, here we go, 3-2. We are a 1-run differential. This series has had it all, but a lot of tight games between these two. Here we go with a 3-2. And he walked him. The tying run is on. And we now have a brand new ball game. It's 4-4.
Yeah, that pitch was close. Just missed up. Tie game. Coach Waddle's going to go out and have a conversation with his pitcher.
And boy, it's really hard to tell because ultimately they loaded the bases to avoid the contact, but got the walk drawn. And Culbertson will go ahead and exit this one, it looks like. And boy, what an effort here from Kuemper Catholic coming on back here. They have not had this game tied or led the game all all game long, and instead they go ahead and pour out a big bottom of the seventh here. They've plated 2 to tie it up, and we're going to have a new pitcher to talk about when we come back right here on the IA Baseball Network.
Hey guys, in the world of baseball, plenty that you're trying to improve upon, right? As you're looking to become the best overall player. Well, one of those ways is to help improve your swing, right? And one of the ways that IA Baseball loves to help improve your swing
with the batting donut. That's right, the batting weight that comes in 9 and 16 ounce varieties and is built to help strengthen that swing. Covered in a durable non-scratch silicone, finished in the signature pink, blue, or chocolate frosting, they are built to protect your bat, elevate your training, and stand out on deck. So whether you're stepping up to the box for the first time or gearing up for your next showcase, the batting donut is ready to
Sweeten your swing with the batting donut. The batting.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The third pitcher of the ball game for the Coon Rapids-Bayard Crusaders. And it is Oswald here. And boy, I got to say, do you, as an athlete, as a competitor, you want to be put in the situations, but this is probably the most stressful that you'll enter.
Yeah, no room for error, right? If you're Coon Rapids, you miss a pitch in the dirt that doesn't get blocked, you hit a guy. That's the game. Can't make any mistakes. And Coon Rapids obviously going to play this infield way and have to cut this run at home. So any ground ball that's hit hard is going to win this game for the Knights.
So buckle up once again, ladies and gentlemen. New pitcher Oswald on the mound here. And nice stop there behind the dish.
Yeah, another great stop. He's come up big. He doesn't make a couple of these stops. This game is over 10 minutes ago.
And again, Ben Cook stepping on up. He has struck out in 3 trips, but a hit here would go a long way towards winning this one. Favorable count, and he goes ahead and steps out. Yeah, infield, almost all the infield is on the grass. Like you said, obviously you can't. At this point, you've watched your 2-run lead evaporate. Now it's a tie ball game.
Ooh, boy, that pitch looked good. I think, that must be a little up, but man, that looked like he was in the zone.
And of course, Ty Hayden behind the plate giving a question there. Where did that miss? Here's the 2-0 delivery. That one caught enough of the edge on the outside. 2-1 here. At the very least, we're getting some bonus baseball out of this. At the very most, we get a walk-off here from Kuemper. And the 2-1. That one, a shot left side. It eats him up a little bit. The throw home is not in time. Kuemper walks it off.
Well, that's a great high school baseball game right there. We saw some great pitching, an amazing start from Ty Hayden. Really tied up most of these Kuemper hitters. And, we talked about this before the game. Can either of these starters finish the game? Is this going to come down to who can find an arm out of the bullpen to get the job done? And a 5-4 game, Knights come out at top. That's maybe one of the best high school games you're going to see all year from 2 pretty elite pitchers.
Oh, man, you couldn't have asked for a better matchup, a better game, a better atmosphere. I mean, truly. And it came on Merchants Park. I got to tell you, if there was ever a state tournament game that I wish would be a regular season game that I wish would be a state tournament game, this would be it right here. Oh my gosh, that was absolutely thrilling. It was amazing, and I hope you enjoyed that. We're going to take a break, and we're going to go ahead and recap everything when we come back right here on the IA Baseball Network. Wow.
Oftentimes when you have an injury or fall and you're concerned, your first thought is to go to the emergency room. But with DMOS Urgent Injury Clinic, wait times are often a lot less and you can be seen at a lower cost.
If you know that your injury is related to bones, joints, muscles, ligaments, it's a great place to start.
From sprains and strains to fractures and even lacerations, we have 3 clinics for urgent injury that you can be seen at, and we have fantastic surgeons that we can consult and refer to when necessary.
When it comes to protecting your home, you need more than just a contractor, you need a team that you can trust. And at IA Sports, we trust Lion Exteriors. They deliver expert roofing, siding, and exterior solutions built to last, because your home deserves the best. With quality craftsmanship, honest service, and stress-free process from start to finish, they make upgrading your home simple and reliable. Whether it's storm damage, a full roof replacement, or a fresh new look, Lion Exteriors has you covered. Contact Noah today or visit lion-exteriors.com and tell them IA Sports sent you to schedule your free inspection. Lion Exteriors, protecting your kingdom.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew Brown and Quinn O'Brien joining you here as we are set and live from Merchants Park here in Carroll. A walk-off winner here, as that was Ben Cook with the walk-off winner. He effectively scored the run that got it in and got the win. Quinn, boy, let's take us through that last play here just a bit, because there was only one out. So it wasn't like a force out everywhere you had to go. It just seemed like a bobble, and we just didn't make the play.
Yeah, in that situation, you have no other option but to make that play at home, obviously, or the game's over. And once he made that small little bobble, I think his head just went back to, hey, if I bobble it, my play's at first. And, you're in those situations so rarely, maybe once or twice a year. But obviously, if you want to keep that game going, you got to go home. And once he bobbled it, the play just wasn't there. And, unfortunately for Coon, they dropped this game. And, the players are obviously going to look back and, be disappointed because they, anytime you're up 2 going in the last inning, you feel like you can go win that game. But man, that was a great game. And with the other kind of side of this is with 1A and 2A districts coming out soon, seedings coming out soon. That's a huge game. And, I don't think it's going to hurt Coon Rapids at all, right?
No.
You take a top 15 2A team down to the wire. You put up a great showing. It's a great game. Kuemper, it's a big win. It's a 1A school, number 1 team in the state, though.
Yeah.
That's a big-time win for Coach Barta. And, you saw at the end of the game, it came to just who could execute a few plays better. You had some first and third situations where Coon Rapids made a couple mistakes. And, it came down to that. That's what it came down to.
Yeah.
Kuemper, hats off to them. You're down 2 going in the last inning. Ty Hayden's still on the mound. You bump him out of the game. And then you kind of saw what happens when they had to go to a couple different arms. And
you wonder if he hadn't reached that pitch count limit, what would have happened beyond there? I mean, truly, the what ifs, if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd have a heck of a Christmas, that kind of thing. But you got to wonder if he was still moving, because he had 11 strikeouts, Bruin, on the night. 12 strikeouts. And it was that bend but not break. So you kind of wonder if he had the ability to go the distance, might we have had a different outcome here?
Right. It's tough, right? I mean, obviously you'd love to see him just finish that game, but I mean, those rules are there for a reason, right? They're trying to keep the kids safe, trying to keep kids' arms safe. Everyone has to live by those same rules. Like I said, would have been great if you could have seen him just, tough out the end of that game. Who knows what happens? Maybe they come out on top, maybe they don't, but everyone's living by the same 110 pitch count max. And unfortunately, he had to come out of the game. But good job by Kuemper, watching some pitches, taking some tough pitches, getting them out, and going to those other arms.
Comcat 7327 says Michael Barta is the GOAT. You know what? It's hard to disagree a little bit with that because of what he was doing at Johnston and everything. And it just shows. Johnston's going through a little bit of a tougher phase right now. But it just goes to show that good coaching can supersede a lot of things. And so again, he was on point tonight, and I think it was really truly something. Gwen, you had two teams going at it here as we'll move on over to Kuemper here, but you had two teams that were playing great mind games. I mean, the balk to get run number 3 for Kuemper, I think, was as stellar of a mind game as you can play at this point.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, both of these coaches have been in so many tough situations in their careers, been through these types of games before, and you play this game 10 times, maybe it goes one way, 5 one way, 5 the other way. And, Coach Barta put in a few different things on those first and third situations. Those couple relievers for Coon maybe didn't handle it the best with it they could. Gave Kuemper a free run there to make it a 1-run game. And, this time Kuemper came out on top.
Well, again, it was a heck of a game here. And ladies and gentlemen, if you go ahead right now, you go ahead and give us the phrase batting donut. We got this guy here for you. A batting donut weight. It's a 16-ounce variety. But again, you got the battingdonut.com. They also have different varieties in pink as well if you want to go ahead and check out their website. But go ahead and hit us up, iabaseball1@gmail.com, iabaseball1@gmail.com. We had some more things going, like Brendan saying Southwind Warriors are rolling, and Southwind, that's the next battle here, I believe, for if go ahead and bring up what's coming on up next here. But as we bring up the road ahead, we'll bring up the road ahead here for the Coon Rapids-Bayard Crusaders. Southwind is their next game, and they have not played Southwind at all in the Bound era. And that's their next slate of games coming on up. They got 3 games at home, 3 games on the road, including a Brett Prongy Classic against West Lyon. And then for the Kuemper Knights, they're at home in 4 out of the next 6 games, including a battle against Creston, Harlan, and Carroll, also Woodbine. And they are on the road against Lewis Central and Glenwood. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I really appreciate it for the Ride Band. Again, that was as fun of a game as you could make it. Kuemper did not lead until the very last inning, and that lead gave them the win. It was a comeback that will be remembered for a while, and that coach right there, Coach Barta, helping to make that happen. We're going to go ahead and we're going to say sayonara for now. We're going to sign off. Thank you for tuning in. And again, make sure to hit us up, Batting Donut. Say Batting Donut 1 and ibaseball1@gmail.com, and you can get one of these. Until we see each other next time, folks, stay safe on the base pass. Thanks again, and take care.